it's nothing but a shit show. And if you don't give a fuck what people say, you're better off, really. If I gave a fuck what people thought about me, Jesus Christ. Do it. Let's fucking wrestle. Fuck you and your goddamn 4 tits. I will poke your fucking tits out. I will bash you in the head, and I will, I'll bring you down the street, bitch. Let's fight. Maybe that's why I got told no a lot. Maybe that's why I didn't get the big money or anything like that, because I basically told everyone to fuck off. Listen, asshole.
Speaking of asshole.
You directed that comment at me.
Oh, and no. Oh, Marcus, my God. Marcus, you did it again. Such a great video.
Marcus clips it, and it's directed at me. That's the whole point.
Oh, okay. But anyway, still, I giggle.
Yeah. Well, we're here to have a good time, Madusa. Or maybe not so much because of your content matter.
Yeah, my content is my content. Nobody else's content.
Correct. So tonight on the docket, we've got wrestling and we've got murder and we've got Madusa and Big Red. Fucking A, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be silly tonight. Oh, Steven from Australia is here. Look at that, Madusa.
What's up, down under, motherfucker? What's up? Good day.
There you go. And Steven, if you've never watched a stream with us, motherfucker is a term of endearment. So so you're aware, especially when used by Madusa. I can't tell you how many times I have been called motherfucker. And for those of you who've been following the show long, you know that is not a possibility. But anyway, I digress. Madusa, did anything in your life happen today?
Today?
Or this week, anything fun, interesting?
Yeah. A lot. I was asked to show up at Saturday, night main event.
Yeah, that was last week.
Yeah, but still. That was kind of like a week or so ago. I mean, we haven't spoke since then, fucker.
You were blonde.
No, I wasn't. You may have showed everyone and think I was blonde, but I wasn't. But anyway, that still was a highlight of my last week and a half, 2 weeks.
Let's talk about makeup though and hair right now, real fast. So
I have no makeup on.
No, you don't. But I shared Madusa. I follow this account on Instagram. Josephine
is name Madusa. Why don't you just say how you really feel?
Josephine is the account name on Instagram, and I follow this. I send it to Madusa. Well, Josephine is a drag queen, so Joseph becomes Josephine. I send her the video of Joseph transforming into this beautiful woman, and she says, "Oh my God!" I said, "What? You don't think it's cool? Because I mean, you couldn't tell that this guy had become a woman." And she says, "No, I thought that's what you want to do next." And I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I see. Red does want to be a drag queen. Everybody, it's out. He's out of the fucking closet. He wants to be a drag queen. Can you show everybody your picture when you dress up as a woman?
Absolutely not. Okay. So, but it is indeed. Madusa thought that I was going to be a drag queen. And
I did. Honestly, I thought that was going to be the next thing. I thought for sure he was holding out on me like this big secret, like he was dressing up as drag. And I was supportive because I have friends in fucking drag. In fact, oh my God, what's his name? The guy in NWA that dresses up drag. Beautiful too. I can't think of his fucking name. Oh my God. But anyway, talented as fuck, loves wrestling. And is an NWA star and is a manager and takes bumps. Fucking phenomenal. I mean, a lot of kudos and credit to drag queens.
Yeah. So for the audience joining us didn't know that was going to come up. This is how me and Madusa's relationship works all week long. I send her shit and she responds to it.
Is this what you're going to do next?
Yeah, exactly. Is this where we're at? No, that's not where we're at. Eddie, I can answer this question. Who drops more motherfuckers, Madusa or Samuel L. Jackson? Definitely Madusa. Catch her when she hasn't eaten one day. I'm just saying.
I don't get hangry. It's just more MFers. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, a lot more MFers. And Plot Twist Jones says, I love an ant that speaks love that way. LOL. So there you go.
Well, you know, you're going to get what you're going to get. You're going to get honesty and to the point. And hey, I know when to turn it up. I know when to turn it down. I can speak with the best. I can speak political. I can speak with the queens. Hey, I can speak with the drags. You know, I can speak.
Speaking
normal.
of queens, one more thing before we jump into the show, because I saw this joke and it made me laugh. You know, the airport walkways that go really, really fast that can help you move faster from terminal to terminal?
Yes.
Not the escalator, but like the little walkway that looks like an escalator, but it's flat on the ground and you're flying through it, like in Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah, the sidewalk, the moving sidewalks. You know that they were invented by straight white men because they
they were invented. No, they were invented by Jewish people.
No, they were invented by a straight white man because he wanted to know what it was like to move at the speed of a queen.
No, they were invented. They were invented by Jewish people because they had to get the hell out of where they were at.
Welcome to the show, folks. We are rated E, and I'm told that's not for everyone.
Okay, next time you guys are at the damn fucking airport, look at the name on the I need y'all to look it up right now. Look at the name on the escalator. It's a Jewish name.
It's a Jewish name. So there we go.
Yep. So they needed a quick exit. That's what someone told me. I don't believe it, but whatever.
That is insanity. So we're here 7 minutes into the show. I wanted to point out to you guys that you need to buy
Polo Del Mar. That's it. Yes. Yes, Polo. Fucking one of the greats. Love Polo.
I apologize. Thank you so much.
We need to get Polo on here.
To Gookie Loki because I had the comments not scrolled up. So thank you. Look at that.
Digi. Fucking
Digi
Team Big Red, right?
Red. That's right. Team Big Red. Winter is here. Hello, Winter. Nice to see you. Thank you for the notes. The Susan Smith notes are fantastic.
Oh, no. Winter fucking did it again. But
she did.
You'll be surprised of the extra depth that I did on this Susan Smith digging. Now, she did some amazing work right here. All of these notes for us to bullet point, go through, do whatever. But you wouldn't believe what I pulled up about this whole Susan Smith program TV that we're going to talk about.
Are we going to fight?
Oh, I'm going to fucking stick your fist up your own anus.
Uranus?
Your anus. Your fudge packer anus. Yes.
I am never changing this background picture as long as we're doing this show.
If you ever get married, can you have a backdrop like this?
I would not be afraid.
Oh my God. And can you imagine? I get to be your wedding planner because it will be like fudge cakers and we'll all get t-shirts and oh my God, I can just see it. You first got to meet somebody, fucking Red, so then we can get you married.
Yeah, well, that would be. I have a very high standard and high expectations that I ultimately get disappointed by. It is called self-sabotage, ladies and gentlemen. With Valentine's Day around the corner, don't do that to yourself. But that's what I do. Don't recommend.
Wait a minute. Well, if you get off Tinder, that piece of shit fucking swipe shit, you probably would find a decent person.
Swipe left, swipe right, instant gratification. It's like running the credit card. You're fine. You know, you just swipe it and move on.
Okay, whatever.
I would recommend, though, for your reading pleasure, Madusa will be out of pocket.
Red's going to be a ring rat.
In the ocean. I could be a ring rat with the right crowd. She's going to be somewhere exotic next week. Get a book and read it, Madusa. You know whose book they should buy? Yours, The Woman Who Would Be King. Forward by Ladies and Gentlemen.
You guys can order it on my website. Yeah, and I'll sign it for you. Yep.
Yeah, Madusa.com.
They're still selling really well, but they love it when they get it on the website because I put little messages in there. I always throw extra shit in there. It's awesome.
She personalized mine, signed it, Beautiful.
Now I
We'll
want
say
to do a new one. To my favorite anus.
thank you to the streamers in the chat. You can get the direct link. And again,
Schindler.
Medusa,
You're right. The escalators are called Schindler. Hello.
oh my God.
You thought I was fucking kidding,
That's
Red.
a real thing?
Yes. Thank you, Gokalaki.
That's a real thing. Thank you,
Yes.
Gokalaki. But yeah, I immediately think Oscar Schindler, just like he said.
No.
And I do. I immediately think Oscar Schindler because
But
Schindler's
because they said those were invented way like right around some bad shit time. People said it was like I was like, "Oh, y'all are wrong, man." I'm like, "Huh," and it's like every time I get on there and I see that fucking name, I just think about the whole bullshit Holocaust shit.
I carry myself or think of myself as a very observant person, and I've never seen the name Schindler on one of those walkways. But of course, I am walking twice as fast as normal when I get on one of those moving sidewalks. For those of you that didn't hear the first joke, you'll get that in 10 minutes. But
Yeah.
Madusa.com, MADUSA.com.
Made in the USA, biatch.
All the merch. We got the Mother Trucking Store. I'm mirrored. I got to do it the
Oh,
right way.
that was my tour when I did my yeah, I did my tour. Mother Trucking Wrestling Diaries.
Mother Trucking Wrestling Diaries. Maybe there's a future tour in Medusa's,
There
future.
is. There is.
Who knows? A book tour too. And she's going to do a second book because her first book is a sequence of stories that all have a theme that tie together as why she's the woman who would be king. If you read Paul Heyman's foreword and then read the subsequent chapters, you will understand that. However, there's a lot she left on the cutting room floor. I know that from doing this show. So there will be a second book is what I'm trying to tell you.
There is.
Also, if you're a commuter, if the government has made you drive back to work, sorry guys, bad political joke. But if you're having to commute, get it on audio. Medusa reads it to you. Seriously, that's
yes.
You
I
can get
do
the
this
audio
voice. Hi, welcome, chapter 5.
And she doesn't motherfuck you while she's reading the book. Only if it's in the book.
Boss, we get to call him Big Shill.
This is correct. Big Shill. Because the thing is, somebody has to do it for her. Have you seen Medusa shill her own stuff on social media?
What,
you have not. That's the answer.
Listen, Red. My God. Okay.
Let's
get to wrestling. I fucking hate wrestling.
You hate wrestling, but do you have any upcoming appearances because you were a professional wrestler?
I do. I have a couple. Go to Madusa.com.
Madusa.com is where you guys need to go. She don't want to talk about it. But we do want to talk about Royal Rumble 2025. Believe it or not, in the books, Indianapolis, 65,000 people.
I thought they said 70.
Yeah, Triple H lied. It's not 70. It was 65,000.
Kind of like the very first WrestleMania.
The third one.
Wait, where did the Pontiac Silverdome was the third?
Was the third one, yeah.
Okay, and that's when they said they had 92,000 or 93.
93, and Meltzer says it was 78. Listen, Dave, nobody gives a shit. Okay.
Hey, shut up. I can tell you who exactly they asked to fudge the numbers. I know the guy that they asked that was working at WWE to tell them to put out the numbers when he knew exactly it was only 70-something thousand.
Is he dead?
Nope.
Oh, well, we can't talk
I know
about
who
him.
this guy is.
He's not in prison and he's not dead, which means we don't talk about him.
Oh, people know him though.
Wait a minute. Wasn't it if you don't have anything nice to say, come sit next to us? Isn't that how this works?
No, he's a friend of mine.
Oh, is he?
I'm not spitting it out. He's put it out there in public, but it's like people don't want to listen to the fucking truth.
Quit lying, and tell Vince to quit lying. Tell them all to quit lying. I'm starring Fernando's comment. He doesn't agree with Jay winning the Rumble. We'll get there in a second, sir. No spoilers for those of you that don't know. Jay Uso won the men's Royal Rumble. Yeet. Let's take it from the top, Medusa.
Yeet.
This is a show hosted by a woman wrestler, female wrestler, however we say it. Don't cancel me. Open the show with the Royal Rumble. 30 women.
Okay, so you watched the Royal Rumble.
Of course I did.
Okay, so I was excited because we had a men's and women's this time, right?
Correct.
And we had some single matches?
2, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, no, you had a tag match and you had the championship match. That
Tag
was it.
match and okay, but something different than just fucking Rumble Bumbles. So, everyone was highly anticipating something extravagant for the Women's Royal Rumble. And basically, we still got the alphabet soup, right? So, I think one of my favorite surprises was Alexa Bliss. That was mine. I am an Alexa Bliss fan, and she looked extraordinary, just fucking amazing, amazing. Um, of course, there was other people that everyone wanted on that list. Um, I felt, and no discredit to anybody, I just felt that there could have been somebody other than Trish Stratus that could have took her place that would have been a bigger pop. You know what I mean? Now, I think maybe because it was her 25 years and it was all of this, and she has some sway there, and she got on again and got that big paycheck. Now, okay, but she's already been on once or twice or whatever. I think that there was others that could have probably been or used could have been in that spot. Um, I mean, I thought Nikki was a good surprise. And even though some people will, sit the fuck down, everybody, and strap in and listen to what I got to say, bitches, because, Nikki, whatever you say, and I'll always defend this situation, she's not the wrestler. I get it. But she is a character and she brings controversy to the table. She's good to look at. She may not move that well, but she's something to talk about. And she's newly full of a lot of conspiracies. So, not just conspiracies, just talk. So, I liked it. She was kind of like whipped cream on top of so I thought that was okay. Um, but of course, then we had Jordan Grace. That was just a given, so it was kind of flat for me. Jordan Grace was flat for me. Not her as an individual or the wrestling or whatever. It was just flat. It was flat for me. Um, Trish Stratus was flat for me. And Nikki elevated it just because of everything that's been going on. Um, I'm not talking about her wrestling skills. Let's just get that straight. Uh, Alexa Bliss was the biggest pop I felt. Am I wrong? I don't know. Um, let's see. Also, of course, everyone's been waiting and wanting AJ back. Now, it would have been a great pop for AJ to come back, but it would have been, I think, conflicting with the Alexa Bliss pop overall. So I think that was really good that it didn't happen, but a lot of people wanted it to happen. I know I would have loved to see more love towards like maybe Michelle coming back, not McCool, the other Michelle. Maybe some of the other ones like Lisa Varon, maybe Layla, maybe, let's get some of the girls that, were happening there. And let's start moving forward. I mean, these are my opinions. And everyone has one like an ass. You just, these are my opinions, my thoughts. They're brutal, fuck it. If you're going to come at anyone, come at me because I don't give a fuck what you think. These are just my opinions. And then also with Charlotte coming back out a year. Remember, she's under a strong contract. They have to fulfill and reward whatever was promised. And so being gone, I know how everyone felt. A lot of people, I'm going to say a majority of people felt like it wasn't deserved for Charlotte to win. But business is business, guys. There's a reason for this, and you guys will get it later. I thought she looked tremendous. And what else? Oh, fuck off, C Note. And I think that their focus is always on growing talent and moving forward. You got your Tiffany's, you got your Perez's. I think Perez was a good mix, showing a little bit of here and there. But yeah, C note. All my love to C note. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I would have loved to see like a Shotzi in the Royal Rumble. That would have been great just for the mix. What do we have? So we still have a lot
I
of
was gonna
people. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna get to your comments from your audience. Allison Faye, my best friend, says Women's Rumble was a letdown. Her opinion there. Alexa was great. I think that is a mutual. Everybody agrees there. Alexa's jacket was fire. From Googly, I mean, Nikki was meh. I would have liked to see AJ. I think that's pretty much a consensus too. That when CM Punk is in the building, you'd like to see AJ. Then again, AJ would maybe, like you said, Madusa, take away from.
Yeah. That was a
Take
good
away
call
from-
though. Either one or the other. Yeah.
I got nothing against Nikki, but I think if they wanted a good pop, AJ would have been the choice. This is, and I mean, I think you guys.
I'm just thinking of booking reasons, though. You can't have Alexa Bliss and AJ there.
And as Winter points out, Alexa came in with her Funhouse gear, and of course, on the back, what did it say?
Friends, fiends, and friends forever.
Yeah, forever. That was really, really good. Eddie says Charlotte appearance was DOA. I want to pick up where, and then of course, Fernando, our buddy, he's followed you a long time. Jordan Grace should have won the Royal Rumble, in my opinion. That would have been a good choice. Here's the deal, though, guys, and this is my opinion as a wrestling fan. Of Medusa.
She was flat.
Medusa can correct this if this is wrong. Number one, when Jordan Grace lost to Tessa at the pay-per-view on TNA, it was pretty obvious Jordan Grace was going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
For anybody that's watched wrestling for a long time, and I know everybody watching this show has, Jordan Grace was a spoiled surprise. Last year, much more effective in the surprise spot than this year.
It was flat. Yeah.
Charlotte Flair comes in 27, rocking the knee brace, not moving around like she used to. Could be part of the act, which means she's really good, or she may actually have a few mobility problems. The thing is, for all the haters and the people and the neckbeards and the mouth breathers and the whatever that think they know wrestling, stop and think for 1 second. And I just challenge you. 14-time women champion, daughter of Ric Flair, pioneer of the women's revolution, one of the top workers in the world. She hasn't earned it. Okay, how has she not earned it? Automatically, she's in the conversation whenever she's in the ring. Now, Charlotte Flair's promo last night was absolutely hot garbage on Raw. Does not take away from the fact she's one of the best workers in the ring.
Okay, stop there. Why did you think her interview was garbage?
Because the WWE directive was one way and the crowd shit all over her. Now, to her...
But that doesn't mean her fucking thing was garbage.
It was garbage. She was not good. To her credit... Because she needs to just be... Have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Charlotte Flair needs to be Cersei Lannister. I choose violence. Such a phenomenal way when Cersei became the queen and owned Queen's Landing with the help of the Mountain. She just needed to be the queen. There's no reason for people to cheer Charlotte Flair. She's a 14-time champion. She's inevitable. She's the best wrestler in the world. And if you don't like it, fuck off. Also, Charlotte's got more plastic than Visa right now. So there's that.
For fuck's sake, you keep saying that. Okay, so what was her appearance got to do with anything? Leave it alone, Red.
You love it. What has to do with it is there's clearly...
I don't agree with it. I choose not to do it, but that has nothing to do with fucking wrestling. Okay, you're attacking somebody on their fucking appearance.
I am not
there, your anus.
I am not attacking her. I'm being a smartass, ma'am. And here's
that
the thing.
too, yo-ho. Okay, let's get back to the real shit. Okay, so
clearly it matters.
Again, here's a subject matter. Here's a subject matter that has been chosen to be the face of the company. And the reason why she's been chosen, and it pisses everybody off, because she is the daughter of Ric Flair. Okay. Okay. Deal with it. Okay. We can't change the corporate fucking decision. So that's what's happening. So she has to prove herself that she can actually fit into that position, also deliver that position, which she has done. So she has kept herself on this top at fast fucking tracking, fast fucking speed, fast whatever, and she gets injured for the first time, whatever, basically a major injury on her knee. All right. And so she didn't know she was coming back. So her promo, as you cut down and you'd call her fucking plastic, is just of her fucking face. Who cares? Who cares, Red? My God, I got dimples all over my ass. Does that make me a different person? No, listen, choking yourself with all of that red beard. I can't hear you. I'm talking. Hold on, red butt. Listen, I love my brother from another fucking mister. So she has been delivering, and she has been getting the fucking platter handed, and she has had to carry this, right? Okay, there are probably women that could out wrestle her. There are other women that could do this. She's wearing many, many folds, many. And I think after coming back from a year, I'm going to have to say I didn't like her winning the Rumble. I didn't. But your process thinking of her being the Game of Thrones, I think that is phenomenal. I think that's the way she should be. I think she should have embraced that whole fucking interview and people hating her, and then all of a sudden flip the fucking script. Flip the script. But I think maybe there was some tension. Maybe there was something feeling. I don't know what that was, but she held it. She held it together. She did what she had to do.
Okay.
Oh, don't take it personal.
I'm not taking it personally. I'm waiting for you to be finished.
Oh, so you can go off. Okay, go.
I can go off.
Okay, you go off on me. Go. Okay, let me get my water. Go.
Get your water and get your wine. You can tell Madusa's been drinking tonight.
Water.
The Charlotte Flair thing with the face, as you say, you don't really care. Well, somebody does, because she has certainly softened her look, taken a much more.
Mean?
Her chin line isn't as hard. Her nose has changed. She's had all of the work done.
Okay.
Somebody has told her to become more feminine, and done it with the plastic surgery. So that's number one. So while my joke...
Okay, wait, stop there. Someone has told her to do that, so you assume that she's done it. But where do you get this information to point this shit out on people?
Then she's choosing to do it herself?
I don't know. Do you have facts?
Because she looks too much like Rick and not enough like a woman?
Oh my God, Red. What does that got to do with fucking wrestling?
This is what the internet says, Madusa. I'm not agreeing with it. What I'm saying is, she has made the decision to have multiple plastic surgeries to alter the way she looks. Charlotte Flair looks far more like Cher than she does Charlotte Flair these days. And you about choked on your water because you know it's the truth. But
I have to look twice. She does look like Cher. Okay, pretty.
You are also somebody who had plastic surgery. I
had tits done, yes.
Who was put in a position, or felt that she needed to do certain things in order to keep her spot. Is that the case with Charlotte Flair, or is it a personal choice? I don't know, because she won't take my calls. But maybe you should ask her.
But at the end of the day, I don't think her appearance has to do anything. What's going on with writing and wrestling and her given the spot after a year and just winning the Rumble. I think it bends people totally wrong. But who are we? They have a plan. Maybe it's a plan to build her to this situation, and it's going to take a year, and she's going to build this angle with Tiffany at their next superstar.
Yeah, so my other joke that you love is Tiffany is one bad stitch away from a wardrobe malfunction.
That too.
And all of the 40-year-old men are here for it. But Tiffany, here's the thing. Oh, and you brought it up. If Charlotte leans into I'm the original, you're the copy.
I like Charlotte cocky more than I like Tiffy time.
Yeah, so my point is Tiffy time is over though. When she beat Bailey, she hit her 2 signature moves, pop, pop, pop. When her music hits, pop, pop, pop. But people say, well,
But
Tiffany
it's not
interviews
because
like
of her fucking skills.
she interviews like a heel. But we're gonna get to Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble,
Charlotte
not
Flair's
because he was the
fucking
best
promos
choice.
are 10 times better than Tiffy's.
That could be. I don't know.
Thank you.
I honestly haven't paid attention to Tiffany's promos. What I
Because
do
there's nothing
know
to pay attention to.
is she's
It's
getting the
like
crowd.
watching fucking the goddamn Divas era.
She's getting the crowd reaction though. And
Because
Madusa,
it's shoved down their fucking throats.
but because we're going to talk about Jey Uso, that matters. Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble because of Yeet, because of merchandise, because of the visual, because of the effect, because of the surprise.
It's a resurrection. It's just like yes, yes, yes.
Correct. CM Punk was the odds-on favorite. Vegas, fans, you, me, everybody to win that Royal Rumble and go challenge Cody. When he went out with Roman and Seth, thanks to Logan Paul, our man,
Yeah.
unofficial sponsor of Trash Talk, the Prime Energy Drink, and Prime Hydrate. Thank you, Logan. We appreciate you, even if Madusa doesn't.
I'm going to choke you.
But the bottom line is that Jey Uso is getting a crowd reaction to the point where last night on Raw, they played his music twice. The benefit of Netflix is they can do that. They're not under time constraint. They played his music a second
Do you
time.
think it's kind of like warfare, like it's mind trapping? Do you think it's kind of like, what is that one thing called in the CIA that they do to you? So after a while, you just hear it, and just because you hear it, it's popular? I don't know.
The old line from Swordfish, what the eye see and the ear hear, the mind believes.
Yes.
You know, John Travolta. Shout out. But no, on the Charlotte Flair thing, it's fine because it wasn't Becky. There wasn't that surprise that Becky came back. I was a little stunned that we didn't see Becky at the Rumble.
No, I'm glad she wasn't back.
Meltzer had reported that and it got picked up by other news sites, that Alexa Bliss and the WWE were way too far apart to do business, and she apparently signed the contract Saturday morning. Here's the thing. She's a Triple H girl. She fits into the WWE. She gives them another tool. She gets lost in AEW after 3 weeks. There was no way Alexa Bliss was leaving.
You got it.
What do you got? I'm way blind. No Jade too. Yeah, no Jade. What did Digi have that I missed? Is this the heel turn? The what?
Right there. See it? Manchurian Candidate.
No, Manchurian Candidate. Yeah, yep. Manchurian Candidate. Yeah, Meryl got shot in that movie. It was a terrible ending. We should never kill Meryl Streep. That should be like a rule, Madusa.
Meryl Streep.
Don't ever kill Meryl. She was in the movie. She was the mom in the remake. And with Liam Shriver or whatever, I think it was.
No, was it?
I don't know. It was Meryl was the mom who was behind it all. But
that was so good.
It was. Anyway, we're off track, which welcome to Trash Talk, ladies and gentlemen. This is how this
so
goes.
Jade, Jade's busy, but I don't think, I think Jade coming back may have, tripped over her own feet yet. So there's that.
This our buddy Derek
They need
Walker
to do something with her, like quickly. She needs to go back into NXT, I think. I think Jade needs to come up through NXT back.
They're not ever going to revert her back, I don't think.
They fucking need to. I think that's the only way she's going to get the respect and recognition and the big pop to redo her. If I was them, I'd have her. She's been gone so long, I'd have her come up and all of a sudden come back and say, you know what? There's too much shit here in NXT. I think I just might clean house here before I go back home or something. You know what I'm saying? That would be great. I'd love to see that.
I think the Bianca deal is where they're headed with her, but maybe not.
Bianca is a great looking woman. She's talented. She's wears a lot of different hats, and she's just been all over the place, spread across. Just lost. I think there's some booking lost here with this one. And again, I said a while ago in many podcasts that her footing was off and they needed to do something with that, right? I think she's a superstar in the making, but she wasn't ready back. I don't know, it was podcasts ago. I said that about her. She's ready for a superstar, push, but there's something missing. There was something missing about her footing, right? I'm not just saying her footing actually, just there was something missing. Even though she's got everything of this going on, there's that whoa moment missing still. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is, but she's everything. But as soon as she can capture, it's kind of like a charisma thing. It's either you have it or you don't. You can't buy it, you can't borrow it, you can't steal it. You fucking either have it or you don't. And she's got almost a full package, but I feel like there's still something fucking missing. And eh, there's certain people they push. You got to think why they put so much time and money and effort and gave Tiffany the belt and all of this. And look at where she's at on a fucking fast track compared to you've got a talent that knows this business like Bailey that's been here forever that hasn't even gotten that compared to Tiff. Am I wrong?
No, I think there's an interesting component here that we can discuss and move on into the Rumble. Into the Cody and Kevin match, which was fantastic.
Wait, what?
We're going to move on here in a second, is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
But I think there's an interesting component we can discuss about Charlotte Flair that piggybacks your comment on Bailey and Tiffy. At some point, you have to allow the younger, inexperienced girls to spotlight.
Well, okay.
Tiffany beat Bailey clean in the middle of the ring with the prettiest moonsault ever.
Okay, pretty moonsault. Charlotte's been doing moonsaults for years. Well, why the fuck does she get to do a moonsault and finish Bailey when that's goddamn Charlotte's finish?
Ma'am, it's the title of the move. It's not the adjective. The prettiest moonsault ever is the name of the finish.
I don't care.
Charlotte uses the figure 8, which is her figure 4 with the bridge.
But I'm saying Charlotte does a moonsault, but Tiffany, you know what I'm saying here? You can't do one for a high spot and use another for a finish.
Well, they are.
Well, it's stupid.
Shawn Michaels' super kick put down more people than ever. And on the other program,
especially when signing contracts, yeah.
We have a counter for the super kick party. So anyway, Tiffany beat Bailey. This is interesting to me because you have 3 options with Charlotte right now as it sits. Rhea Charlotte 3. Rhea Ripley's under 30 years old, the face of the women's division, arguably the most over female wrestler in the world. And it's not close. Julia of NXT, which, let's face it, that's an outside shot. Probably not going to happen. The third is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, the original versus the copycat.
Which will happen, yeah.
And I think that's
going to happen on Charlotte's way out.
Yeah, I think that's the match. And again, the way I would book it is the original versus the copycat. You've got the established 14-time
kind of like Toni Storm and Mariah. Yeah.
And Mariah May. Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Which we'll get to. Shout out to our guy watching. I just lost his name. Darren asked me to send you that video earlier. So we'll get there in a minute. Okay. So obviously this is how that Rumble ended. Look, Madusa, what do you think of them pointing to the sign for the next 60 days that says WrestleMania?
I think it's great.
Okay. You like it?
I do.
People make fun of it, which is why I asked. But you got offended when I made a joke earlier. So.
No. I wish I would get an opportunity to do it, but my time's over. I think it's fucking phenomenal.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like it. So up next, we had a tag match, DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns, 2 out of 3 falls. Street Profits cost the Motor City Machine Guns a championship match. I thought it was a really good 2 out of 3 falls match.
It was good.
The Guns are 10 years too late to the WWE, but shit happens. But they're a really
filler.
Yeah, but they're a really good tag team. And they did get a lot out of Gargano and Ciampa. Then we moved to Cody and Kevin in a ladder match, which, quite frankly, Kevin Owens is, I don't
What is
know
about Owens that
why do you
I
take the
just
bumps? Why do you take the bumps like that? Is my
I
question. It was a
I there
phenomenal match.
okay. I mean, every wrestler, I love them because they're stepping in the ring. So much respect. This has nothing to do with personal or anything. But there's just, you know how some wrestlers just mold with you and some don't or whatever. We're talking about character, nothing personal, because all of them in person are fucking amazing people. So, but when I see Kevin Owens on screen, it's like it's like I want to throw gum at him. I don't know. I want him to trip. I don't. There's something about Kevin Owens that just I don't. I don't. I don't. He's not my cup of tea.
I really enjoyed this match. I love this match. Now, WWE does something better than most people, Madusa.
Hmm.
And we're going to talk about this in the next match too. They captured the shot. Look at that
Okay.
image.
I think it's beautiful. That's the best shot of Kevin I've ever seen.
Well, I wasn't saying that, but the production, the story is finished. Cody is the victor. Kevin is defeated. Sammy is at his side. WWE production catches that shot.
Yes.
Professional wrestling is so much more than in-ring action. You have to have all of the elements that go along with it, or it doesn't work. Am I off base there?
No, but I think it just Owens is the type of guy until you can prove to me he's like a fucking scab. You pick, 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 and if you pick too much, it fucking bleeds. And there's your example. I don't know. It's like a scab.
All right. Well, that was a hot take I was not expecting.
It's like a scab.
But up next, the Men's Royal Rumble, really the main event of the show.
He's a great wrestler. I mean, great storyteller, but just it's a scab that won't go away.
I think he's a fantastic professional wrestler and better than anything you're going to see on the other channel, and a very good worker inside the ring in WWE. So there's
you
a lot
think
of
him and Cody had something good?
I think it was a fantastic wrestling match and a good program.
Yeah. How long was the program?
Well, they did the friendship thing into the enemy thing, what, 6 months or more? I mean, he was with him at WrestleMania when he beat Roman and won the title.
He was with him.
Yeah, they were friends then. They celebrated together.
And then his character took a turn.
Took out Orton, and then he took out Cody on the bus, and they did the vaccine shots we talked about. Yeah.
So he was a baby, then all of a sudden it's confusing with Owen. That's what I don't like what they do with him.
Owens is very much flip-flop. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
That is true. That is true. He's not quite
I'm telling you, and that's the problem. And that's where I hope Kevin, because I'm talking professionally, not personal, because he is the sweetest fucking guy in person. I'm just putting that out there. But in character wise, that's the miss. That is the confusion. Like it is like a fucking hotcake. Like it's too much of this. You can't follow him. You know what I mean? Either he's a psychotic motherfucker, and then we need to know that, but he's not. And I think the writing of him being back and forth is wrong. Either you need to go with this way for a fucking while, like they let Cody and his personality, like they let, you know what I'm saying? It's a flip-flop too much, and it's confusing.
If Cody would go full Homelander, it'd burn the whole thing to the ground. It would be phenomenal. But I don't think you'll ever see a Cody heel turn, because he spends too much time with the kids. On this Royal Rumble, shocker, we open with Ray and Penta. And
I'm about sick of Ray too. Get the fuck out. Just get the fuck out. Let your son fucking wrestle and just get the fuck out.
Well, all right. Goodness gracious.
I love Ray. He's a good kid. He's a good guy, good man, good whatever. But get the fuck out.
So there you go. Madusa is spoken, but Penta, obviously has this big spot, misses.
Let Penta go. Let his
Both,
son go.
both feet touch the ground. um, Dom comes out, the whole deal. Breaker killing Ice Speed, the YouTuber.
Do you think Breaker has 3 legs?
I don't know. Probably not. But what I do know is 30 million people watched him spear Ice Speed through the mat. 30.
Again, do you think Breaker is stable on his feet?
I think he's a very good athlete, and I think he is stable on his feet. You may see something entirely different.
I know
When he-
nothing. I hate wrestling.
When he hits those ropes, though, and he hit that spear,
It's because
Good.
he's heavy. He's top heavy. That shit's gonna sink and almost bust in half. It looks good.
good God, he's got a better spear than anybody in the organization, and
So you're taking
everybody
that shit
throws it.
away from Steiner then, the spears and shit.
Well, Steiner never threw a spear.
Yeah, okay, so who else threw a spear?
Goldberg,
Goldberg, gonna steal it from Goldberg?
Jey Uso,
Jey
Roman.
Uso.
Spear is an
Uh-huh.
overused. Spear is an overused.
Wait.
move.
Wait a minute. I thought no. When he
I
did the
promise
hoo, and then
Yeah,
did
he
a
did
running.
he did that from Rick. Yeah,
Okay.
but he also does a Frankensteiner as well as his uncle, and Oh yeah, thank you, Fernando and Steven. Edge does a spear, or Adam Copeland, Cope, whatever the hell they're calling him these days over on the other channel.
Mhm.
So anyway, we get Breaker.
I just
We
saw
get Ro-
Breaker just kind of. I mean, he's a big dude. Another great guy in person, by the way. This has nothing to do with. So what I see is kind of just the footing is kind of. There's so much dude, right? Just kind of. There's a lot of dude walking around the ring and just kind of his footing. I don't know, something about his footing.
Well, maybe he needs to work on that, but everything else about him is fantastic. The like I said, that spear, 30 million views. So WWE knows what they're doing when they bring those type of people into the event.
So that's what they want. So all right, so the guy's good at spears.
Yeah, so we got
What
AJ
else are we
Styles
going to get
back.
out of him?
I don't know. We're gonna get an
Okay,
Intercontinental
there you
title
go. You
run.
just said it. You don't have to say anymore. Thank you. You finished my whole fucking thinking.
Are you a lawyer
Jesus
today?
Christ.
Are you a lawyer today? Because you certainly are on one. AJ Styles made his return from a potentially career-ending injury.
AJ is
Had-
always going to be one of my favorites. One of the most talented guys I've ever fucking met in my life. Yes. Him, him, Ray, who the fuck else? I mean, there's just, oh my God, AJ is just, he's great. And Ray in his fucking prime was untouchable, you know? Just so good.
And AJ, reportedly, one of the nicest people you will ever meet in professional wrestling.
Mm.
And very good at his craft. A TNA guy that went to Japan and came to WWE in 2016.
Who's that?
AJ.
Oh, yeah.
AJ Styles. We get Roman, we get Punk, we get Seth. And we had the Jacob Fatu spot. He got eliminated by Strowman. That was weird. I thought. But Punk eliminates Seth and Roman. Logan eliminates Punk.
Punk
and then-
eliminates Seth and Owen.
and Roman.
And Roman, yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, Logan eliminates Roman, or eliminates Punk, excuse
Punk.
me. And Seth does what would you think be a heel turn, where he double stomps Roman on the floor and then hits him again and cusses Punk out. And then they're arguing again last night on Raw. So that could be a 3-way for WrestleMania. How excited would you be for that, Madusa?
If who? Punk?
Genuinely, Punk, Rollins, Roman. How excited would you be for that particular match?
No.
You know what match I want to see? You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. That one right there. Again, another beautiful production shot. And while I have this up, This was a nice ad, I thought. The tape down here at the bottom, how many people were left, how many
Fortnite.
were eliminated, what squad was. I thought it was a nice ad, though. And with TKO, they're going to try to do a real presentation of professional wrestling or a sport. They're trying to do a real sport presentation. I genuinely think a Roman Rollins match makes a lot of sense.
It needs
The
to happen,
Shield,
yes, and then
the
to be done
turn,
with it.
the WrestleMania from last year where Roman attacked Seth and it cost him the match. There is tons of meat on the bone you could use over the next 70 days. I don't know exactly what to do with Punk. Put him with Logan, but then that's not necessarily a main event. Okay, Punk, if that's what you want, we'll have you wrestle Cody.
Stand down, Digi. Just shut
and
the
get
fuck
your
up.
get your ass beat because you deserve it. Anyway,
I know nothing about Fortnite. I commented on Fortnite because I thought it was great for advertisement on the fucking thing. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about like we know anything. I know shit about Fortnite. Fortnite can suck my ass.
there you go.
Okay.
Fortnite can suck her ass.
Anyway, they sell
so
Fortnite fucking fake guns at Target.
So after they were eliminated, I swore that it was going to be Cena that won, and then Jay stole it from him with that push and that shove.
So you got to throw out the word rib, like you know what the fuck word rib means. You don't know. Anyway,
There's
yes.
shot,
Look at this. You know what that looks like? Fucking John Cena looks like JBL.
Yeah, he does. Or Herman.
Or Herman.
Not Herman. Oh God, Ernest. He looks like Ernest. Like
look at
Ernest
the guy in the ring. It looked like he sharded himself.
Jim Varney. That would be Jey Uso, your number one contender. So Cena goes for the attitude adjustment. Jay counters, pushes him off.
Jay Cena's a lot better looking than JBL. Just saying.
Yeah. A hug. I'm going to tell JBL you said that. Hug it out.
He's got a crush on me.
And then we get the WrestleMania point, which you
there
love.
It is.
Jey Uso's your winner. Triple H, of course, doing his
Which
photo
one had the
right
DUI?
There. Both of them.
No,
they both did. Seriously, they both had a DUI, but Jimmy's got worse alcohol problems by the amount of tickets and DUIs he's had. But Jay had
Jimmy
one
or
too.
Jay?
Both of them have had DUIs. Jimmy has the worst problem with alcohol based on the number of tickets and arrests he's had.
Oh, not Jay though.
Jay's had one. Yes, ma'am.
How recent?
I don't know. Years ago at this point.
Okay, so he's got his shit together.
But he got to celebrate with his son. He gets to point. He gets to win. I love Jey Uso as the winner because we're getting to WrestleMania. It's 2 nights, and quite frankly, Madusa, they're gonna have 8 matches that could be the main event.
I'm sorry, I'm still on John Cena and Ernest. I just saw what fucking Stephanie put out. I can't help it. That is so good.
Saying it for a full year already. Yeah, he looks like Jim Varney. But everybody knows the guy is Ernest, but his name's Jim Varney. JBL doesn't hold a candle to Cena, who I've seen both wrestle live. My brother met Cena. There you go. There you go, Madusa. I admire your honesty, Madusa.
Yeah, but it's
if you're new to this show, she does not lie. I promise you. But I love Jey Uso.
But there's no malicious thing here. There's nothing.
No, even when I pretended to be half-ass pissed at her, we're just screwing around, having a good time. Jey Uso, Fernando said it. I'll bring his comment up.
What did Fernando say?
Fernando said, and he's a longtime follower of yours, I disagree with Jay winning the Rumble.
I do too.
So
I do too. I called it. Yeah, I don't agree with Jay winning the Rumble.
Who should have won the Rumble?
Nope. I think Fatu should have been in that Rumble.
He was in the Rumble, but you wanted him to win.
No, I mean I wanted him to win. Yes.
Jacob Fatu.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to fucking fuck up, and then you could really start some shit. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Book it. Jacob Fatu rather than Jey Uso. What do you do after that?
Well, doesn't he go to WrestleMania and really shake up the shit?
Yeah, but who's he shaking up? Is it going to be against Cody or is it against Gunther?
Well, I like Gunther. I'm a Gunther girl.
Gunther helped make Jay last night. Very sympathetic.
Very much so. If it wasn't for Gunther, though,
I'm not
because it was all about the yeet, but
Yeah.
Gunther made the fucking show.
He did last night, very much so. Gunther is highly underrated, and his title run hasn't been
I don't
great.
know why you think he's underrated.
I think he's underrated because of who he's got around him.
Oh. I am
And what
like
I
the
mean by
biggest
that,
Gunther fan. When Gunther's
Seth
on, I
Rollins,
stop everything.
Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Kevin
Gunther
Owens,
needs to
whether you
start
like
cleaning house.
Sami
If
Zayn,
you want to talk about Game of Thrones, that's your man.
Gunther.
Yes.
Well, he did it for the Intercontinental title run, and this one hasn't
That's
translated the same
Intercontinental.
way.
We need to start taking bigger fucking steps to a goddamn title with Gunther. Let him fucking take it. He needs to start cleaning house because he could walk into a room and just his aura, the way he speaks, his eloquence, the way he stands and demands is fucking money. That right there is enough to piss people off. He's the type of guy, if you do it right, he could take it from Cody. He could take it from Roman. He could take it from that's the guy I want to see with fucking 3 or 4 belts and piss the world off. That's what I want to see.
Well, Gunther is the ring general for a reason. Like you said, he's very good. He read the room. He saw the crowd was behind Jay. He hit the right notes. He hit the right barbs. Jey Uso beats Gunther, WrestleMania, night 1, my prediction. But that doesn't mean Gunther can't get it back, or to your point, Madusa, pivot to maybe Cody for the other
But they're
title.
gonna. You ever feel that saying? If you when it's hot and you don't do it, you're gonna fucking miss it. You know what I'm saying? They need to continue. They need to do it like they're doing with the whole bloodline. They need to do this shit with Gunther.
Here's my argument back to you, and it's respectfully. Right now, the flash in the pan is Jey Uso. Respectfully to Jey Uso, he's the hot item. There's no harm in giving him the belt, letting him have
because
the
it's
short belt.
marketing. That's it.
It's marketing and it's money.
Okay.
And
okay. Marketing and money. I get it. I get corporate. I get it. Marketing and money. Okay. But really, if you had a Jey Uso and Gunther match,
Jey Uso's going to sell his ass off. Gunther's going to get overconfident. Jey Uso's going to hit the finish. It's going to be a shock win. It's going to be a Kofi. It's going to be a Bryan Danielson. It's going to be one of those types of wins. He's going to have a short run with the title, and all will be right with the world. But my point to say it's marketing, and I'm not lecturing you, a businesswoman, about this. What I'm saying is TKO is all about dollars and cents. Bottom line, what can we
bottom
make?
Line. Okay, let's talk about
Did you see them advertising the French show already? It's August. That show is in August, and they're already advertising it on commercials, the show that's going to be held in France. So my thing is, it's all about the business. It's about the money. If they think they can turn the money on Jey Uso, they're going to pull that trigger.
Yeah. You can't hate. Now, this is nothing malicious or personal. You can't hate the person for the company actually marketing the fuck out of you, pushing you to the gill, and raking in that money, right? It is what it is. It is. Same with the whole Charlotte thing. It pisses people off, but that's what they're doing.
I don't think that I don't think Charlotte wins. I think Jay does. And that's just a very early prediction. 70 days away from WrestleMania.
Oh, you mean with Rhea?
With whomever Charlotte picks, I think if Charlotte picks Rhea, Rhea's going to eat her up and spit her out. Because Rhea is women's professional wrestling. And as I've declared on this show multiple times, the best candidate to eliminate the word women from wrestling when you're talking about a female professional wrestler.
Okay, so she doesn't pick Rhea.
There's no reason for her to pick Rhea.
No.
Other than it'll be a great match.
So who do you think she picks?
Tiffy.
It's another Jey Uso moment. That's what they're doing. Her and Jay are going to be the next. Yeah.
Tiffy time. So one thing.
So who goes over? Tiffy or Charlotte?
I honestly think Tiffany would get more out of it, beating Charlotte. and Charlotte doesn't need a 15th championship. If I have the pencil and that's the match, Tiffany wins, and we make her a baby face, and we make Charlotte Queen Circe. That's what I would do.
Give her a reason to come back after an injury. Because she can blame it on her knee.
Correct. I
And
just
then
think
Rhea goes after Tiffy.
Yeah, I think that's the match. I think Charlotte versus Tiffany is the match, and I think Tiffany is a babyface. The company just hasn't pulled the trigger yet.
Possibly. Yeah.
And I could be very wrong about that, Madusa, and I'm okay with that. Because the reactions to Tiffany are not those of someone that's a heel. That's all I'm saying. I know she's a gorgeous, beautiful woman. I know that she's green as goose shit compared to some of the other women on this roster.
Yep.
I said that, not Madusa, but Tiffany Stratton is green as goose shit, in the opinion of the co-host here. But she's
another person that's being fast-tracked, yes.
She's getting over. And as you know, because you were in professional wrestling 40 plus years, if the company or the power brokers get behind you,
yep,
it doesn't matter how good you are.
It's what the people want.
Run.
Yeah.
You run.
But here's the thing. It's not what the people want. It's like mind games, mind manipulation. They'll tell you what you want, right? It's not what that you want them. It's what they market and they tell you. God, I can't think of that mind manipulation, the bullshit. Oh, what does the government use? Digi, what the fuck is that, dude? Oh, what do they do? It's called I can't. Anyway, it's manipulation, and they're going to make you believe that's what's hot and what is, and they market to the gills. So that's the hot thing, and you're going with it no matter what. Yeah, it's a psyop, hun, but it's there's a name for it. Damn it. Can't think of it.
Well, we'll think of it, or somebody will.
Somebody will. It's a government thing that they did tests on. What the fuck was it? Oh, it's well known. It's a name. Digi, I know you know what it is. Anyway, so that's what they're doing in wrestling. They're gonna make you believe that this is what you want. They market to the guild, get people excited. Pretty soon you start believing it, and it's happening. The birds in WWE, they listen to us.
Yeah, absolutely. So the
LSD. I've never. Winter, are you on LSD?
So there you go. There's your picture of Triple H. He gets his photo with the two.
You think Tripp picked these two?
I do.
Yeah,
I do, because he's the man behind the booking. Also, as a thought, your thoughts on Triple H being the very first named by Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker inductee to the 2025 Hall of Fame.
Yeah, first Hall of Famer. Woohoo!
Now, granted, he's in with DX, but he is going to be the headliner, more than likely, for the event. Paul Levesque, impossible to say he hasn't had a Hall of Fame career.
Who hasn't?
It's impossible to say Triple H hasn't had a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
Being a 14-time world champion, 9-time intercontinental champion, multi-time tag team champion, the building of the black and yellow brand, or black and gold brand, NXT, being the guy behind it all now. It's interesting that a year after he takes official control of the company, he's going into the Hall of Fame, and apparently it was Nick Khan, not him, that made the decision. My question is what does Madusa, MAD, USA, Rocks think of all this?
I don't know. I was trying to ask Siri what that government shit was. I don't know. I don't know what you were asking me. Sorry, I was on a different boat. What?
I was just asking what you think of Triple H going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay, great. Well deserved.
There it is. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
So who's the
like
next woman going in?
I don't know, but I'm probably more of an apologist to Triple H than you are. So we'll just leave that there and move
Okay.
on. The
Hey, he was
next,
nice to me. He's nice. He's cordial.
yeah, a fan of the business, a historian, a person who appreciates the past and
He
the
was so cute when I saw him this last time. He's like, Deuce, can I get a picture with you with the belt? I'm like, yeah, man. To me, that was cute as fuck.
well, and again, he's a
The
historian.
original belt that I threw in the title. So I thought, I'm like, you know what? He just won some points with me. I love it.
Have you ever been in his office?
Just the gorilla.
Okay. So in his office, his actual corporate office,
MK Ultra. Thank you, super cool motherfucking party dude. You are the best. Thank you. That's what it is. It's an MK Ultra. Exactly, is what WWE does to the fans.
okay.
Thank you.
So
Somebody thinks like I do. Fucking who is this person?
super cool party dude.
Yeah, who is that person? Digi? There
I'm
are
not
kind
sure.
of people.
I hit the wrong button. My apologies. So yeah, Triple H going into the Hall of Fame. My point was when I say he's a student in a history, it's not just his nickname, the student, the game, whatever. The original NWA title, the Domed Globe, is in his office. He owns that title. Is his championship. He owns it. So that was what I was going to say, Madusa. As for Triple H's love for professional wrestling,
We haven't even talked about Susan Smith. I think I hate wrestling.
I know you hate wrestling, but there's your lady right there, Tony Storm, AEW.
Yeah. What about her?
So I sent you the clip.
She just showed her yeah, her best self.
Darren sent it to me. Our buddy Darren Walker. He's an avid listener and fan of yours. He sent it to me. He said, "Please make sure Madusa saw this." I don't know that she did because she was at Saturday night's main event, and you were there,
Yes.
in San Antonio. So real quick, and we'll move on. What are your thoughts on the way Tony did all of this?
Well, so I think Tony's a great actress. I think she is a great wrestler. I think she's in her prime of everything that she's doing, and I'd love to see it. I'm a big Tony fan. This segment here, when she stripped down to her bra and panties, this is her best act ever, or something like that. Was it what was the quote? What was
Greatest
her
performance, yes, the
greatest performance ever?
Mhm.
It gave me the 30 or 40s vibe in a swimsuit, which I mean, it really wasn't nothing. And I mean, it's probably one of her greatest performances ever. And was it right then and there? No, it was the longevity of everything about Tony Storm there at AEW. So I have never seen such, a great segment of women within AEW than that segment ever. That's the only thing that can stick out. And then the second was, the bullshit that Thunder Rosa had to put up with fucking, you know, um, was it? Oh, the fucking angle she had to put up with Root Canal. What
Oh,
was her
Brooke
name?
Baker.
Yeah,
Britt
Britt Baker.
Personal favorite of the Madusa shows.
The Root Canal. But I you know, yeah, I got to say it's probably one of the best women angles I've seen. A storyline with women. Can someone tell me anything different? Um Yes, Susan Smith, the woman that drove her kids into the lake. Oh no, what guy has agreed to let her stay with him when she gets out? No, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about Susan Smith and the bullshit that she did. Okay, so um we talk about crimes and whatever too, but we've been stuck in wrestling.
For an hour.
Whatever
which
long
annoys you.
ass storyline of a woman's division sticks out to you, Red, that has been this good, like this.
There isn't one.
I mean, seriously.
The 4 horsewomen of WWE.
But that
being
never developed into anything.
But you know what I'm saying? The 4 horsewomen.
It could have. It was a good thought. It was a good,
NXT,
like,
came up.
sperm meets egg, but never happened.
Yeah. That's an interesting way to put that, but yes.
Okay, Bliss and Cross, but I don't that's not even on a scale.
Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan was a very well told story. Rhea Liv,
but no, nothing like,
but not like this. No.
No. This is that was story writing.
Yeah.
To me, that is like a story that was written. It was like a book. It was like chapters. It was fucking phenomenal. I can't remember the guy's name that was behind that who put that all together, but fucking A, man. It was the best. There are only little other storylines that really got any play, and I'm not throwing any fucking, hot air up my ass, is the stuff between Sherry Martel and I and Colonel Parker. And that lasted a short time, but that was great. But this storylines, this is the best one that I can think. I mean, please, anybody, give me a good woman storyline.
Certainly the longevity's there. The Trish did the stalker angle with Mickie James. That's how they introduced Mickie James.
Okay, yeah, that one was kind of good. That was weird.
It was creepy. I mean, like, it was the way they did it.
Okay, but it was different and it was good. It worked. But
and Mickey's a good worker, and it
showed.
Yeah. There was a good one with Gail Kim and Awesome Kong, if you remember, but it was in TNA, so a lot of people did not see that one. But
Gail that was kind of just like, that was wrestling. It wasn't.
It was really wrestling centric. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was just wrestling. Yeah.
It
wasn't like the Mickie James and Trish a little weird, and then you got this one, which is totally different but carried off and it's fucking good. Yeah.
Ace Goodheart, Nightfire, one of The Man by Becky Lynch was a good angle.
Which one?
Story. The Man, where she starts calling herself The Man, and she plays the Johnny Cash song "Taking Names." The Man coming around, taking names as her theme song. It was when she wrestled Charlotte and was it Rhonda, I believe? But she was taking names. She became Becky Two Belts. That was a really, really.
It was good, but there was a lot of just promo and wrestling. But okay, it was good. It was all right. Yeah,
it was good. It was very good. But to your point, and I'm going to raise you, and then we're moving on.
Oh, Rosemary and Bunny. Yeah, that was interesting.
Tony and Mariah is probably a top 5 story AEW has done since its inception in 2000.
In anything in WWE, yes. I'm going to say that's the top, and then second would be Mickie and Trish, and then third would be. I mean, I gotta go. Have you ever seen Rosemary and Bunny?
I have not. No.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yep. Dawn Marie and Tori Wilson got weekly segments for a while. Yeah, that was. No.
That was TNA and not the wrestling organization.
It doesn't matter, but it was just not. Yeah, I could no.
And it was TNA. I mean, it was.
And then Becky. I'd say Becky's is the third. That's how I would rate them. This is the shit we need to talk about, so writers can really, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. I got you. All right.
Okay.
You're trying to skip a topic that's in the headline.
Oh, what's that?
Vince.
Oh, is Vince in the headlines again?
Vince is in the headlines again because his lawsuit got amended by Janelle Grant and her attorney, who have now named parties to Vince's actions, including Brock Lesnar and longtime executive and creative team member Michael P.S. Hayes. Neither are actual defendants but they have been named as parties to the lawsuit in an amended document. We talk about it because it's Vince McMahon. Whether we like it or not, wrestling was his world for a very, very, very long time. Madusa, we're adding to. So the tax thing is settled. The federal government's chosen not to pursue criminal charges, civil matter entirely. And now we're adding names to the list of people that this has somehow impacted and affected.
Yes.
Your thoughts on what you know about this?
So the two names is Brock Lesnar and Michael Hayes. Okay. And why they're being thrown in here is this is a civil case. I think Janelle's side is throwing everything to see what sticks. Because they have a case, they have witnesses, they have severe witnesses that haven't even come forth that you don't even know of yet. These are real people. And it's going to be ongoing. So I think that they're going to try to settle civil, they're going to try to settle. And not only is she just going over Vince McMahon, like you and I spoke about, she's going after WWE and a lot of individuals because there's a lot of money behind them. And she's going to end up getting probably a nice chunk after all of this. And then it's a civil, and you called it, brother. When you said it, I thought nothing better than not better, but what better than, this whole thing being started because of an NDA and the whole thing ending in an NDA. Dude, what fucking shit is that?
Yeah, there's no way that this goes to court. It's going to be settled. There's going to be a very large check written, I believe. And yeah, let me rephrase. My opinion is there's no way it goes to court. There's going to be a very large check written, and the large check will be attached to a non-disclosure agreement. Which, to Medusa's point, is ironic because a broken non-disclosure agreement is what started this whole thing.
Yes, at full circle.
Full circle.
We don't know, but we're just saying, how funny would it be that it ends up in an NDA?
and quite frankly, if they give her $10 million, I'm just throwing that number out. I don't have a number. It could be $100 million. I don't know. Whatever it's worth. Number one, this isn't criminal, and that offends me. So if the man is really done something that's broken the law, go after his ass. But number two, if you're going to go after him in civil court, they're going to go at, because they know that a jury's going to find Vince guilty. A jury will find Vince McMahon guilty. So the defense is going to want to settle. Their idea of settling 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, I promise you an NDA will be stapled to the check. No way around. No way around.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. But that's the update on Janelle Grant and Vince McMahon. I call it the Vince McMahon lawsuit because...
Again, Vince was always good to me. So there's that.
Vince was never good to me, but I didn't work for him. He was a provider of my entertainment for a very long time.
Even though he let me go and I was still champion, I was confused.
Yeah, but, okay. Vince was always good to me. By the way, Deuce, you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
I'm confused.
Don't give me the belt back. Just throw it in the trash on Nitro.
Who's to say him and I don't have this long thing going, right? Meaning like, Deuce, just tell him that Russo did it. It's in book number 2. No.
Then book number 2. Well, let's see. This is an interesting question to wrap this up. Do you think Vince will stop taking whatever he takes to stay well and die this one out to avoid paying out?
I don't know. Those are, if it was my opinion, I don't know. I know that at his age and stuff, I don't know. All I know is that, you're a billionaire and you're older and you got all this shit going on. I know that I would just want some peace, peace and quiet. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So this is what I would say about that. Vince's mom lived to be over 100 years old.
Oh.
And Vince is only 79 or whatever it is. He got a long life in front of him. And Vince McMahon, as Madusa can tell you, avid nut health-wise, works out, crazy, whatever. I don't know that Vince is going anywhere anytime soon. And that is a really odd way to transition to our next segment, which has become part of what we do now. We did
Yes.
discuss the
Again, I've
Menendez.
always was a Vince's girl, and it was good. Anyway, go ahead.
We've discussed the Menendez brothers last week. Madusa gave you guys her opinion on what should happen to people who kill their parents, because she's going to make me do it. I think they're guilty. I don't think there was sexual abuse. A jury of their peers convicted them. The law is the law is the law. And in this country, it's founded on law. So if that's what the case is, that's what the case is. So we'll see how their appeal and
We'll see
resentencing
how it
go
goes.
in March.
Yeah.
This week, somebody brought up Susan Smith last week, and it's ironic. I'm setting this up. I know it was you, and we had some help from the audience. But 30 years ago, she killed her 2 children, and in November had her very first parole hearing and was denied. She was convicted of killing her children in 1995. She killed them in 94, convicted in 95, sentenced to concurrent sentences. So for those of you that don't always study legalese, concurrent means both sentences served at the same time. She was not sentenced consecutively. So in South Carolina, she was sentenced 30 years, concurrent sentence, meaning she was finally up for parole in November. That parole was denied.
And every 2 years. I think it's every 2 years she can go up for parole.
She can go up for parole. So this is something Madusa and I want to deep dive into. This is a segment that we will be doing a lot, talking about serial killers and murderers and crimes.
Well, I want to know. I want to know what's in these minds.
This is what I deal with every week, folks. All week. Andrew, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? Yes, Madusa. I saw the crazy bastard killed somebody again.
Okay.
But all kidding aside, Susan Smith, born September 26, 1971. Oh, wait a minute. First thing, shout out to Winter for the notes. Winter, one of the mods on the Twitch, which is Thursdays, right, Madusa? Thursdays.
Yeah, we haven't been back though because we need a video from Digi and we need a video from myself. As soon as I know Digi's done with that video, we can start.
There you go. Okay. So if you guys are gamers interested in not only video games, but games, Madusa and her crew game on Twitch, and it is a good time.
It'll be on Thursdays, yes, at 9 o'clock.
Thursdays at 9 o'clock. That's Eastern time.
Yes.
So today's subject, Susan Smith, born September 26, 1971. The crime was committed October 25th, 1994. She was 23 years old. Union, South Carolina was where she lived, was born. Troubled childhood. Father committed suicide. And she later claimed she was sexually abused by her stepfather, and that abuse and relationship with him continued until 6 months before the crime, if I saw that right.
Yes. Okay. So Susan, very young when this actually happened. I think she was 20 or 22, 20. What? Let me see.
Well, she was born in 1971 and she committed the crime.
So she was 23 when she committed the crime.
Yeah.
Okay. So Susan Smith from South Carolina, she was about 23 when she committed the crime. And that's very young. All right. And already having 2 children. And by this age. So she was like 18, 19, 20, 23, whatever. So, I mean, that's young. So this is no excuse. This is nothing. We're going to listen. We're going to listen. We're going to give you the facts of her and what happened according to law, and resolution and excuse me. And then my thoughts of why I want to dive into it. So this really has an interest in me because she was so young. And I wanted to understand, how could a woman of 23 years old take two beautiful children, Michael and Alexander, whatever, and put them in a car and strap them in their baby seats and let the car roll into the lake and then tell the public that it was hijacked by some black guy and and just give it all this false information. Okay, that is the truth of what happened. So I dove really deep and I wanted to understand and find out a few things of what could have happened, right? So a, 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 nobody's perfect, but a person doesn't have a great life and all of a sudden, there's things leading up to situations and there's process and there are signs, if it to be mental health, if there's just a lot of different things, right? So diving into this, I found out a few things about her. So she was very young and her father did commit suicide and it wasn't, I mean, it was a horrible suicide. All right. That and being a daddy's girl, that probably has some detrimental things going on. There's one. Number 2, being so young, her stepfather, Beverly Russell, I believe his name was, he admitted in court, and I found this video where he said he was having sexual relations with her. He admitted. And then I've got it here too. I've got it right here in front of me, the video, but I don't think we can show it. And I thought, well, this is really crazy, you know. And I and I and then there was some things going on between her and her husband of short time and having these kids and all these other things going on in her. I started looking up postpartum and postpartum. I think it's called postpartum psychosis or something. And it stems from, just trauma and from past, present, during, making bad decisions. And let's just make this clear that there's no excuse for what she did, plain and simple. But I'm trying to understand a person's mind of what made them fucking crack, right? So here it is. I am going to go into this. So there is several situations of postpartum and women killing children or going crazy after having children. There's a Massachusetts woman accused of killing her 3 children. It's a rare condition of a mental health of postpartum psychosis. It's an illness in which hallucinates and delusions after a person's sense of reality after giving birth. And this could happen right after birth and up until years after. Again, no excuse. But I'm trying to understand how this could happen. And then after having this of relations with the stepfather and sexual, writing this letter, I'm going to get to that in a minute. It's just fucked up. And this kid was only 23 years old. She started having an affair. And then him telling her, and he wrote a fucking letter saying, I don't want you if you have children, but leading her on into a relationship if you didn't have children. Okay. Again, not excusing what she did. But again, having that mental break, right? Just trying to understand it. So it's a condition, this postpartum psychosis, which is it requires an emergency situation of this psychotic, like a psychiatric care, like immediately. and have to be gone, right? And so there is instances. Okay. So I found that. Um, Also, postpartum depression and related conditions can cause women to experience intrusive thoughts that may seem unthinkable and harm. Um, it can lead to bad actions, basically. Um, let's see, there's another one here. Uh, there's I remember this one, guys. There's one called Andrea Yates. Do you remember her, like, in 2001? It's a very well-known case, and she killed her children during a postpartum psychosis situation. And she
Drowned him in the
dumped all of
bathtub,
her
didn't she?
Yes! 5 fucking kids in a bathtub. 5! Again, you do your homework on her, affair, whatever, and it seems like to be the same thing. So, what I'm saying is there's a condition here, and it's not okay. She needed help. Mental health is just oof, you gotta look at a background and the continuous the patterns that is happening here, which back then no one paid attention. They just thought she was, you're a murderer, you're batshit crazy, that's it. You'd think for 30 years, and I don't know, and this is where I didn't do my fucking research, is that did she get the care she needed in prison for the last 30 years for this condition? Can anyone tell me? Because I can't find it anywhere. I'm looking in my notes here. Her stepfather was involved in a local politics. Yeah. Abused by her stepfather. Yeah. But it doesn't say anything. So I want to know, did she even get the help? So when her parole came up, of course she was denied because she murdered her children. But did in her parole, in her hearing, did any of that come up, that of her postpartum psychosis, that she still needs the help? Because she shouldn't be let out, but you know what I'm saying? So, there's that. That's my take. Sorry, I didn't mean to take the whole fucking show on you there, Red. What is yours?
That she's a murderer who killed her kids and premeditated the murder and deserves to be in prison for the rest of her life, and should thank God that that jury decided that she didn't deserve the death penalty and instead gave her life with the possibility of parole after 30 years.
Right. So, but what do you okay, I agree with you. Yes, premeditated because of she knew what was going on and the whole fact after and the whole thing, with the media, all of that. That is absolutely fucking batshit crazy. That's crazy. But what do you think about all of that leading up to it at all, Red? Not
Bullshit.
that it's okay, but what do you think?
I think it's bullshit. I think women deal with postpartum depression all the time. They do not strap their 3-year-old and their 14-year-old into a car and kill them for another man. Rational people do not murder their children.
No, rational people do not. That's what I'm saying. She wasn't rational. There was something wrong.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you look at
Okay.
her love map, as people like to say, her father commits suicide. She attempts suicide twice.
Yes.
On 2 different occasions. She marries very young to David. She has 2 children by the time she's 23, a 3-year-old and a 14-year-old. And by the way, like I'm a prosecutor here.
14th month, not 14-year-old.
14-month-old, excuse me.
Yeah.
That's them.
Mhm.
Those are the babies that were killed in that car. This is her pretending that she didn't do it.
Mhm.
So not only did she plan it, she tried to cover it up. She blamed it on a black man because, let's face it, in South Carolina in 1994, racism is still alive and well, same as it is in 2025. A white woman got hijacked, got her car taken, got kidnapped. Immediately, the police know she's full of shit. They know she's full of shit. But this was a
Winter just posted something. Can you put that up too while you're talking?
premeditated murder of her children.
Mhm.
And I'll read it for everybody who may listen to this later. During her parole hearing in November of 24, it is noted that Smith had been attending counseling. Her attorney, Tommy Thomas, argued that her crimes were influenced by untreated mental health issues, including depression stemming from her childhood, postpartum depression. However, the focus of her treatment in prison seemed more generalized, addressing her overall mental health rather than specifically targeting postpartum depression.
Yeah, probably. I
But,
mean, I get it, but
and
I
I don't
think
have,
after 30 years in prison, I think it's a good place for her because I don't think she's well, and I don't think she should be out in public. Um,
well, I don't have ovaries or a uterus. So, does postpartum depression, once the hormones leave the body, does it go away? Or could
oh,
she still have it 30 years later? I don't know. I'm genuinely asking a question.
okay, this is a good question because I think I wanna do one on menopause. So, we're gonna fast track as a young person having a baby and having postpartum. And what happens is your system and your body drains and not cleanses, but it drains everything of what you have, and it'll take stuff out of your brain, all your chemicals. I mean, it's so in depth, I can't even get into it right now. It drastically changes a woman. I'm just gonna say that, okay? Fast forward to your question. No, you don't have ovaries. No, you don't have a uterus, so you don't know, right? So, just to
Correct.
educate you on a small thing, I wanna talk big about menopause because it's something that is so it needs more recognition more than anything right now. And I was a jock. I didn't get my period till I was fucking 18 or 19 years old. And people are like, "What?" Because kids are getting it at 8 and 9 now. I'm like, "Fuck, I was like 19," right? So, I had my period up until I was almost 60 years old. "What?" "Yeah, okay." And then all of a sudden, the holy hell broke out. So, it's like a postpartum reverse, and it's called menopause. The same shit happening. It's the same shit happening. But because we're older, we're supposed to be more in tune. We're supposed to be more in grip. We're supposed to know what's happening. We're supposed to be together and fucking intelligent and speak eloquent. And no, no, it's the same shit almost happening where when women went in menopause many years ago, there were called asylums. And because they were not privy to all the stuff with menopause, what was happening, they'd throw women into asylums and call them crazy. Same scenario almost. It's still something so untouched and crazy, like scary, touchable. Because if we can prove it, like, hey, this is happening, that's why they did do it because there was a total disconnect. It's almost a forgiven where if bad things happened, it's almost unforgivable because bad things happen, but yet they weren't connected to it. It's crazy. So I'm gonna give you a fast forward on this fucking menopause. We're gonna have a whole goddamn schedule on this. Dude, men go through it too. It's what they call midlife crisis. We just have thrown that shit in the air like a bunch of shit, but men fucking go through it too, and it's unfair to men. And we need to talk about that. So the whole menopause shit is crazy. Dude, if you really knew what happened in my life when I was oh, I can't even tell you, it's all gonna be in my fucking book number 2. It should be just you know what? In fact, somebody told me this. Who the hell was it? Just recently said, "Deuce, you need to write a fucking book on menopause." And I'm like, "You know what? Maybe I do." Especially it might help out girls in our business and understand because we are so shunned on this shit. Anyway, the whole postpartum and the whole menopause is almost an equal fucking curtain. I'm telling you what it does to women's minds and bodies. This is no joke. You're going to hear it first from me because I lived through it. Menopause is like a thing where one day I woke up, I couldn't walk. I couldn't dress myself. My husband had to dress me. Like I couldn't raise my arms over my head. Like none of you know about this. Even my fucking mods probably. I couldn't even put this hoodie on my head because it hurt so bad. Guys, menopause. Yeah. But I sucked it up because we're supposed to as women. We faced the fucking world when we couldn't, and you fucking move forward. We think it's our eating. We think it's this. We think it's that. You try having sex on menopause, dude. It's like fucking sandpaper. It's ridiculous, right? No, but a woman that shit because it's real talk. It's real fucking talk. Ooh, we're on a whole different subject. But anyway, that is almost parallel and equivalent to postpartum, where women absolutely lose it. Because again, fast forward, is that I had 0 testosterone, I had 0 estrogen. You know how dangerous that is? Do you know how fucking dangerous that is? That is next to fucking crazy, like death. But yet you're supposed to keep your shit together and cool and go to work and feed the husband and fucking mow the yard and fucking go to work and, oh yeah, that's right, I'm supposed to be on TV and yeah. No. Back in the day, they threw you in a fucking asylum. Whew. We're gonna talk about that. I got some shit. Anyway, so that's what I got to say. So you don't have ovaries, you don't have a fucking vagina.
That was for
But
you.
I will tell you, you're gonna be going through it. And I will tell you if you ever share your things, I can tell you exactly what it is. Hot flashes, I didn't have that bad of hot flashes. No, never had really hot flashes for my menopause. Every woman is different, but there are main things that do happen. And the dangerous zones that we need is testosterone and estrogen. Because once you start depleting that from the brain, it's called dementia. It's called fucking Alzheimer's. There's so much relation to this. Our pyramid, our food pyramid is fucking ass backwards. It's fucking illegal. It's bullshit. We need those fatty foods. You need your avocados. That's brain food. You need that cholesterol. Don't let them tell you different. You need fucking cholesterol. You need good shit.
And Robert Kennedy will make it happen. If he changes the formula in my primes, though, by removing red dye, we're going to have a problem.
Oh, fucking red dye's been out of our goddamn cosmetics for 20 years, and now we're just removing it from the food. That's great. But the shit needs to change. And people think this is a joke. We are the worst obese, fucking chemical, fucking programmed, pilled induced, unhealthy fucking country in the world. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, but if it alters the formula to my prime hydration drinks, because I don't do energy drinks anymore.
Okay, but when I kid you, it's killing you, Red. And I know I joke with you, but it's the shit. And all the energy drinks, if I told you what that was fucking doing to you, they don't care. They can push it. It's horrible.
I used to drink 4 a day, ma'am.
Oh,
I'm off
you're
of
lucky.
them altogether.
You're lucky you're not my brother living under the same roof. I would beat your ass. God damn.
So, Prime is not just an energy drink, it's a hydration. It is the unofficial sponsor of this show because Madusa hates what's in it, but loves
Just because
Logan
you're
Paul.
red doesn't mean you promote red dye.
Correct. Don't worry. Kennedy's going to get all my shit right. Red Bull does too. Correct. I don't know. I don't know if any of my stuff has red dye or not, but I'm killing myself slowly, and unfortunately, that's
okay. Let's get back to Susan. So,
that's how these children died as well. Medusa, alone, strapped in a vehicle, drowned to death.
Heinous, just bad. And I cannot think of a mother doing this, and I don't know. Here, I'm going to tell you a story that's not in my first book. That'll probably be in my second book. But there's this wonderful woman. Her name was Marion. She was my aunt, and she danced in the Nutcracker. And she was the caterpillar that turned into the butterfly. And she was my hero when I was just a kid. And I would go with the Minnesota Dance Theater and go with her and watch her perform and blah, 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 blah. But I can't share this right now. All right. Okay. Go back to what you were saying. I'm going to save it.
Okay.
It's just too deep. Yeah.
No, we appreciate it. No, anything you want to share, you share. Otherwise, you don't. This is your show.
Wait. Yeah.
But like I said, these children died alone, and they died without their parents, scared, drowned to death. There is a Greek tragedy called Medea, which some people, know, some people don't. But that is where the line, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, comes from. It's Medea. And of course, Medea kills her children.
Mm.
There is something so evil, so primal about infanticide, excuse me. You killing your
Infantile? What'd you
children.
say? Okay, yeah.
Infanticide, yeah, it's primal, it's evil. That she never had a chance. No one was going to acquit Susan Smith regardless of the defense.
I wish we had Starlink back then so we knew what the fuck her brain was doing. That's
Well,
the shit that I would love to have Starlink for.
well, here's the
To
thing.
read the minds of these fucking, Jeffrey Dahmers and the fucking Susan Smiths and the, that's
Well,
the only use
what is
for
a
'em.
jury supposed to think? What is a jury supposed to think when you created a story and a narrative?
Mhm.
It was a black man at an intersection. Multiple lie detector tests were inconclusive.
Mhm.
You've crying out public appeal, created this whole cover up.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing like a Ramsey too. That's just that whole Ramsey murders too is like the same shit.
But they never found the killer. That's the difference.
Yeah. How fucked up is that?
They never found the killer. So,
Allegedly, after all this, they can't find that goddamn killer in the note. That is just bullshit.
but my point is, I don't think you talk about a fair trial. I'm not saying she didn't get a fair trial. What I'm saying is optically, and imagine if that case was tried in 2024 instead of 1994 or
There'd be a
2025
lot
instead of
more at play at
1995.
that. Yeah.
She would get buried. I mean, fucking buried for killing those kids. And eventually,
I do think that, but I think there would be more of the mental health to be taken into more of I think more people would have probably dove into the mental health situation.
without being completely callous, I think sometimes mental health is a crutch. It's primal and it's evil, killing your children. You said last week, no excuse for killing your parents, regardless of whether you were sexually abused or not.
Absolutely, and there's no excuse for killing your kids. I agree with that. But all I'm trying to say is those boys were older and it's fucking money and greed. It was just blatant. Blatant. And coercing, I think a lot from the older brother. Yes. No
Mhm.
excuse. But this, I think there was some mental health. Absolutely.
But like I said, I mean, sane people don't kill their children. Reasonable, rational people don't kill their children. I will acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the entire cover up and the explanation and the story. I have no sympathy for the
So
woman.
you don't think there was anything mentally wrong with Jeffrey Dahmer either?
Oh, Dahmer was a serial killer for sure. I think Dahmer is
You don't think
more.
he was mentally? You don't think
I
there
think
was
he's
anything mentally wrong with him?
absolutely. There's something mentally wrong with him. You've
Okay.
got to, the capacity for every human being to act upon evil is born within inside of you. You have the ability. Do you tap into it? The other thing is, Dahmer was very much a nature versus nurture argument because of how he was raised in a very overly religious home as a homosexual and yada, 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 yada. On the other hand, not only did he
Just because
kill.
you're homosexual doesn't mean you're a fucking murderer.
No. I get that. But the way he was raised under strict religious and he was conflicted with his own identity. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
But from the standpoint of the fact that he tried to commit experiments on these people, obviously the cannibalism, the
Yeah.
body collecting. No, sane fucking people don't do that.
No.
If you're looking for that answer, they certainly don't store the bodies in the fridge and the freezer and all that other shit either. But yeah, to Digi's point, Dahmer was a sociopath, 100%. He's probably closer to a psychopath, but
Yeah. Yes.
but sane people don't do this. But that does not mean that because you're fucking crazy or that you've got some element of depression that you get to get away with it when you commit the most heinous act possible. And that's
I
murder.
just want to get into the minds. Kind of like what the fuck? I want to know the steps of what makes them get to that next step. I want a Starlink in these motherfuckers.
Well, we have more serial killers in this country than any other country combined, if I'm not mistaken. So
It's
we've got a lot of
because of
topics,
medication.
man. We've got a lot of topics, ma'am. Bundy working the suicide hotline while killing
Yeah.
people. Talk
Yes.
about a mind fuck. Bundy working on the suicide hotline, helping people not kill themselves while being one of the more prolific serial killers of the 1980s.
What
BTK.
was that other one? Norman Bates.
Yeah,
That was
Norman.
good.
Yeah, Norma and Norman. Yeah, from Bates Motel. BTK, Dennis Rader, being a public servant, a member of his church, and actually more than that, you know, somebody who had a pretty prominent role in his church, is a serial killer. When you read his or when you hear his confession, he talks about it like I'm reading a report at work. It's that simple and plain. Sane people don't do that. So there is some element of insanity, but at the same time, it is not an excuse and it's not a defense.
Wayne Gracie was a clown in the circus.
Wayne Gacy was a clown in the circus and killed in 29 victims he buried under his house
Yes.
in Illinois. And you know the thing was they caught him.
BTK was horrifying. Yeah, it was
They
bad.
caught him early.
Was he the Green River Killer?
No, BTK was out of Kansas.
Oh, okay. Who was the Green River Killer with all those women? I can't remember. I want to read that one woman in Florida that you wanted to read. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, Eileen Wuornos?
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah. So, I mean, getting back to Susan Smith, you know, she's not a serial killer, but
that's passion and I'm gonna say mental health and postpartum and just can I say something? Just I don't know if this is it,
Sure.
but back then it was the 90s, right? And we don't know what we did, what we do now. But do you think a chain of events of suicide, rape, taken advantage of, young marriage, don't you think that breaks somebody mentally? Or do you think it's a behavior that is molded and taught and then I mean, or are they just flawed for the rest of their life because of that?
Some people don't have the capacity to deal with the trauma in their own life. And that's a sad and unfortunate thing. Those of us that do have the capacity to deal with this trauma in our life become high functioning, very successful people.
That's wild. You said that.
So she didn't have the tools to deal with the trauma in her life. However, she obviously, I get that she, you know, saw her father kill herself, her father killed himself. She tried to kill herself. She ends up being apparently having sexual
and then she ends up killing her kids. So it's a pattern. Yeah.
Stepfather, but the sexual promiscuity followed her all the way into prison to the point where 2 guards get fired too for having sex with this woman. I'm not condoning an act of, you know, obviously sex. What I'm saying is there's something there as well where she was acting out promiscuously beyond her own marriage, obviously, with that man who wrote her a letter and wanted her to leave, not have children, to the prison guards, even after she's convicted.
Yeah. So, you know how
Again,
everyone thought Lorraine Bobbitt was a hero?
oh, because she cut her abusive husband's dick off?
But was it proof that he was abusive for her to be able to do that? Or was it hearsay?
Yeah, I thought they had some records that showed he was abusive to her.
Oh, that'll be a good one to look into because what gave her the right not go to prison for that? But he later became a porn star, so whatever.
Kept it on ice, kept it alive.
That oh, that's
And
so good. Oh, so he
um,
actually went and found his dick and put it on ice.
pretty sure they sewed it back on, yeah.
Yes.
Somebody correct me if that's not right.
That's so
Um,
good. Someone taught him some good sewing skills.
John Wayne Bobbitt, yeah.
Oh my
Um, but no, it was I don't know. I remember this very vividly, the Susan Smith trial. I was 9 and 10 years old, and I was staying at my grandma's house while they were trying her. And every night the news would come on, and I've got some photos, Deuce, but this is what you would see. You saw her and the husband with the
yeah,
appeal. That's David there. Of course,
yeah.
we saw the children. There's her mugshot, South Carolina, November the 4th, 1994. She's arrested. And then you see stuff like this, just these images of her in court and that sort. Just look how young she looks. And then this is her prison picture most recently taken.
Yeah. That's just oh
53
man.
years old right now in prison for an
That's what pisses
indefinite
me
sentence.
off is like people are even exercising the idea to let the Menendez's brothers out. And but and not her. I'm not saying one is right or one's wrong, whatever. I'm just saying what gives these fuckers a fair trial compared to her?
I think the difference is, and we can ask the chat because they've been very active tonight, which we appreciate. I
Yes.
think the difference is the Menendez brothers, the Menudo thing came out, the singer from Menudo, and they didn't think because of the accusation of sexual abuse that it was taken seriously enough. She got a parole board hearing. She got a parole board hearing.
Mhm.
They don't have the option to have parole. Theirs is life in prison without parole in lieu of the gas chamber. Hers was life in prison with the option or ability to have parole after 30 years instead of the lethal injection in South Carolina.
Yeah. Still, I don't think they should be even exercising the right because they were older men. They knew what they were doing. They lived out a life of opulence and just it was no. Mm-mm.
My
No. Those
my
2 should stay in prison and be set an example, just a precedence of, fuck around and find out.
well, they thought, the jury absolutely thought it was premeditated and she did it. But they chose not to sentence her to death, which was an option in South Carolina.
No, that's good. I'm glad they didn't.
Joking about your state, Madusa, if it had occurred in Florida, they'd have put her ass on death row.
Yeah, I
It's kind
get
of how
it.
Florida
Florida's
people are.
brutal, man, but I
Same,
just
just like Texas. If she'd committed that crime in Texas,
oof.
they'd have put her ass on death row.
Mm-mm-mm. I thought
Yes,
so.
we do.
South
We do
Carolina
remember
used to be
Casey
like I
Anthony
don't
one
know.
night, and we will talk about her too because she was full of shit. I remember that Casey Anthony trial. Um,
She's a free fucking walker out there right now.
Killed her own children as well, or child. Was it one or
Child.
two? I forget. Child, yeah.
There's
And
not 100% proof that she killed her.
she fucking killed her.
Oh, okay, just like OJ killed his wife.
OJ definitely killed Nicole, and if he didn't, he knows who the hell did. Um, if Mark Furman had been a better investigator, OJ's ass would have been in prison before the burglary in Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
and Furman was part of fucking the Menendez.
Yeah, yeah.
But he skipped out because he knew that shit was bullshit.
So anyway, Final thoughts on Susan Smith before we wrap
Yeah,
up tonight?
anybody final thoughts? And everyone, give us your final thoughts, and then we're gonna ask you who you think we should dive into next.
Yeah.
And then you give me yours, Red, and I'll give you mine, and then we'll give you everyone here.
Who we should dive into next?
Who?
Or your
more
final
thoughts?
thought?
Glove would have hit. Oh, would have fit if they didn't have him wear a glove underneath it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's OJ with the glove.
Final thoughts on Smith?
If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Remember that, douche. Oh, here's a suggestion. Carla Homolka. I don't even know that person. I'd have
Who's
to
that?
Carla Homolka. But yeah, please, to the audience, you guys have been great tonight. We appreciate it. Anybody have any thoughts on Susan Smith or questions you'd like to ask Madusa or even myself? We're happy to answer them before we call it a night.
She was a Canadian serial killer.
Ooh. So, super cool party dude. Are you from Canada? Just curious. Cylon here says Anna Smith. I take it that's Anna Nicole Smith?
Yeah, but there wasn't much. I mean, that's a little overdose, really, you know.
Yeah, Anna Nicole Smith. Yeah, the former Playmate, Michael Jackson involved person.
Michael Jackson was involved with her?
Yeah, they had some forget the details of their relationship.
Really?
Yeah. Canadian serial killer who acted as an accomplice, taking active part in rapes and murders. Oh my, in Ontario. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Georgia, but it is an infamous case and she walks free today. Oh, did you hear that, Deuce? This woman is free.
No. She's in Georgia?
That bitch just made the list. She is free.
And what did she do again?
No, this man's in Georgia. This is what Wikipedia says, just a quick search. Canadian serial killer who acted as an accomplice to her husband, Paul Bernardo, taking active part in rapes and murders of at least 3 minors in Ontario, including her own sister, between 1990 and 1992. Sounds like there's some bullshit defense stuff going on. That's right up our alley. Oh, a controversial plea bargain. That's even better. Richard Chase.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and notate that. Super cool party dude. I am screenshotting her name right now with
How
the
can maybe we make light of some of these, and somebody might see it and recharge somebody, but that bitch needs to go to prison if there's fucking proof of that.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like, it's not even it's not even a joke.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke. That's awful. You kill your own sister. Oh my God, I finally caught you live.
No love lost there.
The real Harshman.
Harshman's here. What's up, brother?
We're about to wrap it up.
But
we were talking about Susan Smith, and me and Madusa yelled at each other over professional wrestling. So, particularly Charlotte Flair's not plastic surgery.
Leave her the fuck alone. Jesus Christ. Just because Monet's your favorite.
Mercedes, yes. Not my favorite, but I've got to be careful. We could be sued.
Why?
If I say anything that's untrue.
What? About your feelings?
I can't say that she's a bad worker anymore because she's had excellent matches, but her promos are still shitty.
Oh,
so,
God!
And I hate her gimmick, but that's me. So
okay, she gets under your skin, so it must be working.
No, I think it's tired and overused. I'm Charlotte.
Harshman's a Charlotte fan. Ha ha ha.
Red has a crush, Oh no, absolutely not. No. I didn't like her when she was Sasha Banks. Mercedes Moné is the Temu version of Sasha Banks, and she works for a Temu wrestling company too. They're posers and pretend. Eventually, they'll shut down.
Oh Lord.
It's true. He has no right to have all that talent in that organization as dumb as he is and incapable of booking wrestling. I said it, not Madusa, about Tony Khan. He is definitely just, it's a pet project. There's no other explanation. No.
Oh, so you're calling him a WCW phase?
197,000 people watched Collision this weekend. They're smart enough to put up against Raw or Rumble. And then 225 saw that Mariah May Tony Storm angle without it being replayed on Dynamite. Stupid, stupid, stupid decisions. Stupid decisions.
Oh, man.
But anyway.
Well, there's money there somewhere.
Yeah, I am the heater. That is correct.
He is.
I am the heater.
He's truth be spoken.
Because the thing is, Madusa works in the wrestling business, but I don't. So I can get away with saying shit like this. She has to be nice to people. So.
Yeah, nothing I say is malicious. And
because well, look at Steepo here. He's giving us a compliment. Thank you for the stream. Always great listening to you both cuss out the world. It's like you listen to us every week. We appreciate you.
Yes,
or her.
we
Thank
do.
You so much.
I've got to buy Big Red dinner. We got our first paycheck, so we're good.
We get animated. That's all it is. We just get animated.
Hi, sorry I'm late to the chat. This might be a random thought, but man, Madusa would be amazing on the show, The Traitors. Wait, what? Would you ever entertain on going on a reality TV?
Deuce on reality TV. It would have to be on HBO or Max so she could cuss.
Because I cuss too much. What the fuck? Me on reality TV? Do you want ratings? Probably. It'd be.
Have you seen our open? It's all I'm saying.
Have you seen our open? I mean, The Traitors. Now, Nikki Bella was just on The Traitors.
You could probably do it legitimately.
See, I would be great. I would be the traitor. I would love to be a traitor.
Yeah, I think he's
not ready. Shut up, Digi. Oh, just know. Hey, remember we were talking about showbiz? It's all about marketing. It's all about blah blah blah.
Yep.
God, the Traitors would be good. I need to fill out an app for the Traitors then, I guess. I thought I did one time. What?
And you're in good health, you know? And you're in good health. And you've got availability, you know? So
maybe I'll need to start like okay, y'all know what to do out there. Go follow Traitors on Twitter or Instagram, whatever, and you can just start throwing my name. There you go.
Get it, yeah.
And that's how they start paying attention.
Real Housewives of the old WWF show.
Real Housewives or that. I know, guys, I've been pitching. Remember that show on WWE or F back in the day? It was called Legends House.
Yep.
I've been pitching it now for a couple years. They need to do a Legends House and call it Cat House and fucking have women from all different legends in there.
That would be fun until one of you got really mad at each other and, you know.
Yeah, I would be in there, and then we're going to have Charlotte visit, and then you come visit me, Red, and then you can tell her.
I actually don't have a problem with Charlotte. That's the funny thing.
He's barking up a different tree, bitch.
There's no reason for her to have all the plastic surgery. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, my fucking God. Maybe she just feels pretty.
Maybe she got pressured to.
Their own.
Somebody told me back in 1999 the reason she was so top heavy was because she felt like she had to be in order to continue to be working for the company that she hated.
Oh, I hated my tits.
Yeah.
I got rid of them, though.
You did, and so did Charlotte. She had one rupture.
Yeah, rupture, but she had them again.
But I'm saying legitimately, that's the kind of stuff you worry about. Oh, God. You and Missy Hyatt need to be in the Legends house. Oh, my. My goodness.
The thing is though, Missy would clean house in that thing. She'd let them all know how she feels.
So, true story. I went to NWA Legends Fest in Charlotte like 7 years ago now. And Missy Hyatt, this is when I smoked, bummed a cigarette from me. And I couldn't have picked her out of a damn lineup.
You're kidding.
She didn't look like Missy Hyatt. Like I hadn't, let me put it another way. I hadn't seen current Missy Hyatt. So I was unaware of what she actually looked like in person.
Right.
And she's kind of aged not well.
Oh,
Well, she hasn't.
I don't know. I think she looks good. I mean,
Well, she has a lot of makeup on. Like in person, you can. It's a lot of makeup, and she was not 1993 walking out with the Nasty Boys, Missy Hyatt. That's for sure.
we have all had our ups and downs, and she probably regrets a few things.
I
And
just was pointing out that her physical features had changed enough I didn't recognize.
yes, they have. But I mean, I'm sure we all have had choices of physical altercations, and either it'll be tits, fillers, Botox, lips, facelifts, whatever the fuck they choose. But if it's weight gain, weight loss, butt lifts, whatever the fuck, you know, I think um as we get older, we start to understand what is more important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a big connection now with Botox and major. Oh my God. They're
Isn't
starting
it
to find it
horrible
out
for
after
you?
years and years of women
Isn't it
using
horrible for
Botox.
you? Like I'm not trying to be funny. Botox is horrible for you.
Oh my God. You wouldn't believe the findings. We need to do a whole segment on that. It's scary as fuck. If they knew exactly what it did, it starts filling up your arteries and it's a big cause of many problems. I need to find all those articles. I'm so glad. I had Botox in between my eyeballs, for like when you squint, like you have
Mm-hmm.
these lines right here. And I did that for 2015 when I had my Hall of Fame, so I didn't have wrinkles because I was so self-conscious, and I put them around my eyes, and then I had it done for, like, maybe a couple years. Never again. Fuck no. And that was it.
Gotcha.
Never, never. Nope, I started doing my Botox is the brand name of a neurotoxin made by the bacterium Clostridium yes! God, very good, whoever fucking yes.
One Mic Conversations. I believe. Yeah, I was going to say.
Botulism.
I thought it was a neurotoxin.
Mhm.
Um,
But a lot of it, they're saying that, "Hey, you can use this, it helps with migraines and headaches because it kills the nerves back here." They put a lot of, Botox back here to help with migraine, but it's a nerve blocker basically because it's like it's the stuff from, like, jellyfish that's supposed to paralyze you, right? Yeah. Bad.
anyone?
What's that?
I'm just reading this comment. Does anyone remember something called Head On for headaches? I don't. Oh
No,
shoot, wrong comment.
So maybe my head on. Wait, wasn't that something like head on? That does sound familiar.
Digi says you apply it directly on the forehead.
Yeah, I have heard of something like that, but that was years ago. Years ago. It was like chapstick. Yeah, something like that. Who knows what the fuck? I mean, America has been a test dummy for so much shit. Who knows?
I don't know. I've got a colleague at work who I criticize, jump her case like I'm Madusa, because she uses BC powder for headaches and shit. And I'm like, you know how terrible that is for your liver.
Yeah, well, that's what I used if I needed a headache was BC powder.
It's horrible for your liver.
Oh,
Horrible.
all of it is. Advil, Tylenol, that shit is nasty. All of it. ASAT, what are they called? Nice NSAIDs, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all. I don't even use deodorant. I don't use deodorant. I haven't used deodorant in over fucking 15 years.
I'll remember that when you hug me.
You fucker. I knew that was coming. I saw the wheels turning. God, that bitch smells. Now I know she don't I don't. The only time my armpits start to stink is when I eat lots of fucking garlic.
Oh my God.
Yes, garlic is a big thing. Then I don't have to worry about, vampires, but I'm good.
Yeah. So
She smells like a garden of flowers, Red. Okay, Harshman, you're so good. I smell like a garden of garlic.
phenomenal. All right. So
Okay.
we're filibustering is finished. Nobody asked any questions. We got a couple
Nobody
suggestions
asked questions
for
about
serial
Susan
killers.
Smith. Okay, great.
Susan
Maybe they
Smith is
didn't enjoy
okay.
it. Did you enjoy it, everyone?
Yeah,
No
hopefully.
thoughts? Do you
Hopefully
like
you
this
enjoyed
kind of
us getting
segments?
fussy. I know Madusa gets fussy every once in a while, but
Okay, so you guys enjoyed it. Okay, good.
hold.
Okay. Boy, don't all speak at once.
I don't use deodorant either. Oh my God, what is wrong with you people?
What do you use? Fucking Secret? Fucking
Of course
Red?
I use deodorant. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of
Please.
deodorant do you use?
Degree.
That is
40,
the worst fucking
48-hour
deodorant.
cool rush.
I cannot wait till we talk about menopause.
The good news is
It's
I don't
called-
have ovaries or a uterus, as we established earlier on this show.
Do you understand the word menopause? MEN. Okay, I quit.
Quit. All right. Secret strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. Exactly. It's a sensitivity thing, actually.
Why
But
don't you just take a piece of aluminum and just stick it under your armpit? Because
I
you
knew
actually
you were
are putting aluminum in your fucking blood cells.
I knew you were going to tell me about the aluminium.
Aluminium, yes.
Aluminium. Yeah, for our people across the pond,
And
if they're still
privacy.
with us.
Men, all pause. Oh, listen, Harshman.
So, Madusa is out of pocket next week, and
I'm out of pocket? What?
you're not going to be
I'm on a
around.
cruise.
Oh, okay. She's going to tell you all. She's on a cruise. So Medusa's on a cruise. She's going to party it up with the Sarge.
Ah!
I asked her, I said, Madusa, where are you going? I don't fucking know. That was
I don't
the
know. I'm
answer
just sitting
I
on a
got.
cruise. Wherever the Sarge says, I'm going.
She said, I'm going on a cruise and we're going to have a good time. That's what she said. So, shout out to Alan, because apparently that's his baby. Not only Medusa, but the cruises. So she won't be here.
The 18th.
But it'll be a couple weeks. We'll get back
18th.
together. You want to get back together the 18th?
Yeah. Who should we do, everyone?
Maybe.
Red,
The 18th.
who would you like to do? Even though
have
we're
to
going to
talk-
talk about wrestling on the 18th first, but who would you like to do next?
You really want me to shout that out, who I want to do?
Yeah. What? I don't want to know your Tinder. Okay.
You're welcome. I got the phone right here. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Winter
Richard
wants Richard
Chase.
Chase. The Canadian person was very interesting. We've suggested the big ones, Richard Ramirez.
Mm.
I saw something on Charlie the other day. That crazy fucker. Charles Manson. Charles Manson.
Charles Manson?
Yeah, there's new stuff out on OJ. Supposedly, evidence got suppressed. Shocker. I mean, there's BTK. There's Gacy.
What about Michael Jackson?
What about Michael Jackson? And I'm not being funny. I mean, like, what part of? Are you talking Wonderland Ranch, where people think he's a child molester?
There's a lot going on there.
The way he died.
There's so much going on there about the power of everything. I mean, it can stem all the way back from him being, the Jackson 5 and his dad, his upbringing, and then his whole music career, then him buying out Sony, them being pissed, him trying to send a message. I mean, it's just so crazy. And all the accusations, and then Never Never Ranch just being sitting there forever, just deteriorating is sad. And then him dying and all the treatments he would get, and the doctor now more people are saying like it was on purpose. What was the drug he would take to help sleep? What was it?
Ketamine?
Oh, whatever it was. Yeah, it's kind of like the same shit like when you go under.
Was it ketamine?
I don't
Was
know.
he one of those
God,
on the K?
I don't know. Um, what else? Yeah, there's a lot on him. Um, yes, just not planned yet. Okay, so yes, I do have a couple appearances. They're coming up. Um, let's see. Bunch of cruises. Um, couple other good projects in the works. I'm not going to talk about yet. Um, oh God, I don't know what's. I don't know. I don't know. What guys? We need to think of something. Liam
Yeah, a
Nelson
couple
is
weeks.
taking over the role of Leslie Played. What?
They're talking about Naked Gun, 33 and a third, the
Oh,
final insult. Now they've got 44 and a fourth or something. Um,
okay. Okay, guys, come back. Let's think of whatever. What about a anything?
I mean, the King of Pop is fine,
That's a
but
lot, though.
it's a lot. And but
What
I
am
mean,
I
if you
talking?
pick, if you pick
What about Winehouse?
Amy Winehouse,
Mhm.
check
Richard
out
Speck?
Richard
Who's Richard Speck?
Speck.
Whitney Houston? God, these are
I love Whitney. You know that though.
yes, God.
And we know that Winter wants Richard Chase.
Richard Chase, yeah.
Oh, Richard Speck was killed in Joliet, Illinois. I bet you he died at death row. Who
What
was
about
an
some of the
American mass
mafia shit, like
murderer?
the guy that was fishing out of his pool and had syphilis?
Yeah, so Richard Speck was an American mass murderer who killed 8 student nurses in their South Deering, Chicago residence via stabbing, slashing their throats, and a combination of. He also raped one victim before killing her. A ninth potential victim survived by hiding under a bed. He died in Joliet, Illinois, which leads me to believe he. Oh, death commuted to 100 years. So he did not die of the death penalty. How did he die?
Huh.
After complaining of severe chest pain, Speck later died early morning of what was believed to be a heart attack, one day shy of his 50th birthday. Couldn't
They
have happened.
used him to understand serial killers.
They
That
used him to understand. She must be talking about Chase.
Oh, yeah. There's 2 people. Like, remember that movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yes.
That was true. That would be a great deep dive. And
Leatherface.
huh?
Leatherface.
Yeah, who was that? Who was that family? Where were they?
I don't know.
Was it like in Louisiana or deep it was in the South?
That's definitely not my shit, Deuce. I don't know.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
like shit like that?
Now, horror movies and stuff, no, not my thing. Now, Silence of the Lambs and stuff like that, absolutely.
No, but I'm talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre was true.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That it was
Yes.
actually true. Ed Gein was the inspiration. Awesome. No, I am that dude. Richard Speck's time in jail is wild. No remorse, drugs, and sex. There's a video of him partying in jail.
What?
Ed Gein, I thought Cape Fear Red also had H. Holmes. Okay, gotcha. H. Holmes.
Okay, so I want Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We can or the one that Chase. H.H. Holmes, or which one did you want, Red?
Oh, I don't care. I mean,
Oh, Amityville Horror too is good.
I never saw it.
Oh my god. I want
How's
to
the
know
word?
more about the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What provoked that family to be so fucking fucked up?
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. When she gets back from her cruise, we're going to be talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, I guess that's it.
Winner,
Yay.
you know she's going to bulldog it, so we might as well just get the stuff together. It's going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Look at Richard Speck grew hormone-induced
Winner
breasts.
says that was not a real story. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was all made up.
Was made up?
Yeah.
Prove it. Was Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie a true story?
Now she's checking you
Is
against
not
here.
based on a true story. The film was marketed and being based on a true event to attract wilder audience and to act as subtle commentary. Those
So now
motherfuckers.
I guess we're doing Chase since you just got shown up by Winter.
I just got shown up. Bitch, I will prove it.
In
Damn
the
it.
most respectful way possible, bitch.
You know why I wanted to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Because I'm just
Why?
going to blow the whole thing right now. Because it has a twist with wrestling.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. You ready?
Go ahead.
Because Steve Austin's ex-wife was in it, Deborah.
Deborah from Huntsville?
Deborah, Steve Austin's
Deborah
ex-wife.
McMichael, formerly
Yes, Deborah McMichael.
Oh, okay. Well, there's
Anyway,
also
now you'll be looking.
there's also
Ooh.
97 Texas Chainsaw Massacres. So
Do what?
they've made it 97 times.
Okay, I'm talking about the original. Yes,
See?
Deborah was in that movie, Harshman.
Harshman didn't know.
Yeah, there's a lot you don't know.
So H.H.
Yeah,
Holmes is
the
on the
chainsaw
list.
was like Blair Witch. That was cool as fuck.
Blair Witch was stupid. Richard Chase is the answer.
Okay,
I did
Richard
watch-
Chase it is. Damn it.
I did watch Blair Witch, and that was the stupidest project.
No, it
ever.
wasn't. It was the change of movie. It was so like real. That was like when social media fucking was just starting to happen.
Blair Witch Project was fucking dumb, and 64 minutes I can't get back in my life ever. So stupid. So stupid. But it's Richard Chase, and I guess we will talk about the creation of FBI profiling, which will be fun because we like that sort of thing.
What kind of profiling? I'm sorry, what?
FBI profiling is what Winter said. It's the origins of profiling serial killers.
Who, Chase?
Chase case. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. You're too busy getting your shit in on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, ma'am. You weren't paying attention.
Okay, whatever. I swear to God, that's still true.
Deuce has gone full heel tonight, Harshman. Harshman, if you were here for the Charlotte conversation, you would have heard how angry and abusive she was to me, and I did nothing wrong. I just
oh my God.
Charlotte looks more like Cher than Charlotte. That's all.
So, no, Harshman, you know what Red said? He said that Charlotte is more plastic than a Visa card.
I did say that too. But to each their own, she can afford it. So
thank you, super cool party dude. She was a cop. She was a cop in that movie. Thank you very much for doing your diligence.
Deuce is a saint. Harshman must really like you. He must be one of the original Madusa followers.
No, you know what it is? He's known me the longest probably than all of you, and he knows I'm a no fucking, no fuck around chick.
Saint Magdalene.
Saint Magdalene. Don't be stealing my shit. Magdalene. Mother Magdalene is what I would say, not saint. Mother Magdalene. Damn it.
Fantastic. So,
okay.
Chase is the next
Chase
subject.
it is.
Couple
on the 18th.
weeks.
And I'm
There'll
sure
be
there'll be a
less-
lot of wrestling we can talk about by then.
Maybe I'll find some AEW to shit on. I mean, discuss.
What?
And we can go from there.
Oh my God. You leave
Oh, they are
AEW
having-
alone.
Listen, they are having their event in Australia, so I know that we're done. But listen
And
to
they
this.
we got HBO and all some new shit coming up. So heck,
Listen-
come on, we need AEW.
Listen to this horse shit though. It's a new market. They have Australian wrestlers. They can't sell a ticket. They've moved the venue twice, and the start time is now competing with the NBA All-Star Game.
Mm. Okay.
They don't know whether they're shot, fuck, powder burner, snake bitten over there at AEW.
Oh my God. I mean, it's good to have competition.
I don't think Triple H considers AEW competition. I think he
Okay.
considers them somebody in the same space, kind of.
Okay, so they're renting space.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, you guys are brutal.
Well, all I'm saying is,
All I'm thinking is it's giving workers a fucking place to work.
hey, though, you've been in the business a long time. How difficult was it ever for you guys to sell out foreign markets?
For
It
who?
wasn't. Any company you worked for?
No. Mm. No.
More
What's-
entertaining, ECW original or AEW now? Oh, it was ECW because Paul was innovative, and it was Paul Heyman, ladies
Oh,
and
because
gentlemen.
he's your bit. You love Paul. That's why you just.
I might, ma'am. I never wrote a check to Tommy Dreamer that I owed him, but I did become the wise man for Roman Reigns, ma'am. He probably owes somebody money from the ECW run. Paul was a little shyster back then. Now he's got more
running a
money than he knows
business.
what to do with. So, hey, it's easy when it's not your money.
That's right, Digi. I am the OG Heyman girl.
Yeah. Well, she says so, but she shit on Paul about how he stayed awake and he ate like crap, and she said that was just bullshit.
I
And you
said
know-
I called him out.
Paul is committed to the character. If I may, ma'am. If I may.
Okay. I'm done with this. Okay, Chase it is. The 18th, same place, same time, same fucking red.
You betcha. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you
We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.